Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item, whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
When it's all on the line, you turn to the strong, the stable, the unwavering. To those with a history of raising their performance to meet the moment. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st. And you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
Our fans have a huge impact on our ability to play to the level that we're striving for.
Drop off, Durant. Oh! Well, you wanted home crowd involvement.
I love those moments where you see our guys engaging in the fans, and the fans just get pumped up.
They are standing in FedEx Forum.
I would hate to be on the other side with the opposition when FedEx Forum's rolling. That's such an unbelievable relationship that our group has with our fans.
Feels great to feel the sunshine. Gotta own the day like it's all mine. Just got paid in the
because it is the first day of spring and it is the first day of the best day of the year. Woo!
Let's go! It's here! Madness! Woo!
Thank you, CJ, for setting us up for the College Hoops Mega Madness Show. We are live from 8 to 11. We are off in time to watch all of the games today on the greatest Thursday of the year, arguably the best sports day of the year, opening day of March Madness. Gary Parrish is going to join us about an hour into this thing. He is obviously a busy bee today going into the tournament, but he will take some time to help prep us for day one, technically day three, but the first 4 games, like week 0 of March Madness, you know how it goes. Vernon, Roser, and Devin are going to take over at 9:30. Teresa Walker is at the Lexington Regional, where Tennessee will play, among others, later this afternoon. She's going to join us in the second segment. Bennett Doyle is here.
Hey, what's up? What's up? I'm feeling the madness.
Feeling the madness.
I'm feeling the madness.
We're feeling good.
I'm feeling mad,
we
actually.
have to. Shh. You can't start feeling mad.
It's appropriately
you have to start
titled.
Feeling happy. It's spring. Spring has sprung. Madness has sprung. We got to watch Texas fall apart last night. Is the SEC overrated? We can already have the conversations here.
Nice.
As Marquette, the Musketeers. How was your 2M of the men parlay, CJ?
Jessica, I'm excited for a reason.
2-0.
I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm rolling. I'm peaking at the right time.
The Mountaineers, the Musketeers, that poor American kid who tried his best to stay in the game. All right.
Oh, that was touching.
That was like the first heartbreaking moment of the tournament.
That's the perfect part about the tournament.
He tried so hard.
Tried to stay in the game, physically couldn't, and they went up to him after the game. The opponents went up to him after the game. Did you see them all hug him?
Yeah.
They all.
That was heartbreaking.
Oh, that was
when
nice.
When they cut to his mom coming out of halftime. Oh
my God.
My heart.
I am ready to cry tears of joy, tears of sadness, tears of empathy, and tears of frustration. Because I know one of these dumbass teams is going to do something stupid. I know one of them was going to do something stupid and mess up my parlay, and I can't wait to be frustrated beyond belief.
Well, let's start with the tears of frustration, because before we get all into the greatest day of the year, before we dive into the good, actually, yeah, let's crack a drink first. Let's crack a drink. I have a Shirley Temple in a bottle, courtesy of CJ from Fitz's in St. Louis. What do you have, Bennett?
I have a Fitz's Premium Orange Cream Soda, which is one of my favorites, actually. I've never had this, but I enjoy a great orange cream soda. You know, Coca-Cola does those now.
I didn't know that.
They're not bad.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
CJ?
I just got a little bit of coffee right here.
I got
Coffee?
a little coffee, too.
Just
a little coffee.
Yeah.
All right, crack that bad boy open.
Are these twist-offs?
Yeah, twist-offs.
Oh, nice.
Ooh,
Thanks.
I love a Shirley Temple at 8:06 a.m. on the first Thursday of March Madness. I also
feel my
love a
teeth
Shirley
rotting
Temple
right now.
following, my eyes were rotting last night watching the Grizzlies Trailblazers game. We're going to take 15 to 20 minutes to discuss what the hell happened last night.
Great.
And then we will move forward and into the happier parts of our day. I will say it is nice to have the shot chaser situation of bad, icky shot being the Grizzlies game last night that I fell asleep to. And then getting to go into, please, give me a day full of tournament love. The Tigers don't play until tomorrow, so don't even have to really be stressed about the University of Memphis. Please, for the love of God, let the Memphis Tigers make it to the second weekend for the sake of our sports sanity here in the city. Because following a wire-to-wire loss to the Portland Trailblazers, we need it. The Grizzlies held under 100 points for the first time all season. They have lost 3 of their last 4 games. They are 7-9 since the All-Star break. We are 70 games into the season. They are 20-16 in the year 2025. CJ, yesterday you told me that I was a little forward in my anxiety that was spiraling a bit on where the Grizzlies could possibly come once we are into the postseason portion of this schedule, once we finish the 82, and I had allowed my brain to start thinking, oh my God, like what if they fell into the play-in tournament? Is my anxiety a little more justified after what you watched last night?
Sure, why not? I really don't want to talk about this piss poor performance. I can't tell you how desperately I don't want to talk about this, how grateful I am that Bennett Doyle is here to engage with you so I can completely tune out for this part of the conversation.
All right.
Engage.
Just like I tuned out for that game.
Goodbye.
Like it was, bye. Peace.
Peace
Y'all got
out,
it.
Girl Scout. I did not tune out until I kept hope. I really did. Like Luke and I, everyone knows the process. We have highlights after wins. Luke and I are going back and forth, sending highlights. He's sending them to me. I'm laying them down in the editing bay. I'm trying to write the highlights for the next morning. And I stayed with it until the bitter end. Honestly, until they were I believe I went to sleep when it was 1-19 from the field in the fourth quarter and had like a measly 5 points at that point. They end with 10 points in the fourth quarter. They allowed 71 points in the first half. There was a better effort in the second half. It felt like there was a comeback effort. Scottie Pippen Jr. had some great moments. Nice to see Santi Aldama back. Some good energy from Desmond Bane. I really don't feel like getting into the good because there was just so much bad. Coming off of the loss to the Kings, there was an expectation of urgency from this group, as you are in this wicked competition in the Western Conference when you look at the standings. And instead, it was just a big old, like that's the best noise that you can give to the Grizzlies last night.
Yeah, I'm with you. I like to trend towards positive
I try.
when talking about this team, and there's literally not one positive to take away from that game last night. I thought it was over from the jump when was it Shaedon Sharpe that hit a 3 to start the game, and it just was immediately you're just thinking, wow, it's going to be another game where they don't guard the three-point line at all, and they just get bombed from three.
Against a team that is not a three-point
shooting team.
They're bottom 5 in three-point shooting percentage.
Right, and so as soon as that happens to start the game, you're just like, oh, man, here we go again. Like, they're not going to guard the three-point line. They're going to get in a big deficit, and they're going to rally in the second half and try to make it a game, but ultimately they're going to come up short. That's exactly what happens. I mean, look, we got to call it like it is. This team has not won a good game since the All-Star break. Like, they have not beaten a good team since the All-Star break. It has just been wins over mediocre to bad teams. I don't think maybe Orlando is a playoff team right now.
But still an under 500 team.
But still an under 500 team.
They're a play-in team in the Eastern Conference.
And that they barely got that win. They stole that win. Right. It is not good right now. I mean, you could just see it in the body language last night. They are frustrated. Dez and Jaren both had 5 fouls. That's obviously frustrating. When you see that, when your stars are on the verge of fouling out, that's frustration. This team is frustrated right now. You saw Ja on the bench with his head in his hands because I think they just – I don't know. I hate using the word lost because, like, they're still in the playoffs right now. Like, they're still a playoff team. Right. But the way this is trending, they are just falling in the standings way faster than any of us thought it was going to happen.
When you hear this music today,
I don't like that.
It's okay. You get a fun fact of March Madness.
Am I going first?
You get to go first, CJ. So we take breaks within the doom and the gloom. Give me a fun fact of March Madness.
This is one I'm sure everybody has knowledge of because it's one that floats about every single time the tournament starts. But it warrants being said, every team that has won the tourney since 2002 has been top 21 in offensive efficiency on KenPom and top 31 in defensive efficiency on KenPom. There are 8 teams. You want to guess? Want to tell the people who they are? Take a guess at it. Duke is one. Yes.
Auburn.
Yes.
Florida.
Yes.
Houston.
Yes. The Tigers beat this team.
Michigan State.
No.
Clemson.
Yes. West Coast Conference champs.
Gonzaga.
Yes.
I knew that. Give me one more hint.
One of the schools in Texas.
All right. Texas. A&M. No, Tech.
There you go. And Illinois.
Illinois.
So Auburn, Florida, Houston, Zona, Clemson, Duke, Illinois, Texas Tech. This Grizzlies team, this Grizzlies season reminds me.
A team that does not have the metrics at the moment.
This Grizzlies season, I feel like we all know where this is going. It's a lot like, to me, having a pet that you know, like, okay, the end is here. So let's cherish the moment.
No.
The end is near. Let's cherish the moment.
But it's not.
Let me take the pet metaphor.
It's not.
Let me take the pet metaphor because sometimes pets, let's take a cat, for example. Cats have 150 lives, not just 9. They continue going. And you can see a cat that seems like it's going to die. But you want to know what my Nana used to say? My Nana used to say, I've seen sicker cats than this get well. And when you see a Grizzlies team that still has Ja Morant, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Desmond Bane.
Do they?
The idea.
Ideas aren't what this is about. What are they actually?
No. If you're looking for any bit of positive.
Why?
Because we still have 12 games left, or 11 games left of the 12 games left of the regular season. And eventually, there were high expectations that, listen, I understand. It is very difficult to even thread an imagination of watching that game last night. If Donovan Clingan or Duop Reith had created one more second chance opportunity. You talk about the Grizzlies getting out rebounded by 25. It's a miracle they didn't lose by 40, considering that the Trailblazers had 22 offensive rebounds. 22. And looking at what Denny Avdia did last night was in the first half, I think 26 of his 31 coming in the first half. They're just getting torched by him. And it's incredibly frustrating. The defense has not risen to much of anything over the portion of the schedule coming out of the All-Star break, coming out of the trade deadline. Yes, CJ.
Where are you getting hope from? Like, there are all these issues that everybody clearly sees. And you've roped me into this conversation. Bennett, do a better job of boxing me out here.
Listen, I was worse yesterday.
What are you doing? Where is the hope at? We all know what the issues are. What makes you hopeful that they get resolved in any sort of meaningful way?
The only hope, in my opinion, is if you can and again, we don't have anything to suggest this, so all your points are taken. If they can find a way to get Ja, Jaren, and Dez to all play a long stretch of games together and all three be productive at the same time heading into the playoffs. But again, we just haven't seen anything to suggest that that's going to happen. No. But if you're looking for a solution, there's your solution. I mean, I feel like those three guys playing well together down the stretch, that you see that, you're going to start thinking, okay, but again, nothing to suggest that that we're going to see that.
What's your happiest Grizzlies memory of the last 2 weeks?
The Tony Allen jersey retirement ceremony. Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my second piece of Final Four gear this year. We have my official ball girl jacket from the 2004 San Antonio Final Four that I wore when I was but 10 years old.
Shout out to all the ball boys and ball girls out there making magic happen during March Madness.
Sweat, delivering the refs a nice cup of water so they stay hydrated. It is the important. I got to give refs water. I got to give Jim Calhoun a cup of water once. Sure did. I always forget that this Final Four was actually my first time ever watching Tony Allen play basketball, because it was the year Oklahoma State lost to Georgia Tech, and then Georgia Tech lost to UConn and Emeka Okafor. All that to say, Tony Allen jersey retirement ceremony, really the only crazy positive memory. Jaren Jackson Jr.'s performance against the Miami Heat was awesome. He owned Bam Adebayo. But in every other game since his return from injury, he hasn't been very good. And it's horrible timing, because Jaren Jackson Jr. is the cover star of Slam magazine, and our very own Lang Whitaker wrote an article on Jaren Jackson Jr. I believe he finished it while he was in the hospital. He tried to put together magic for Slam, and I'm sure he did, but it could not come at a worse time coming off that loss last night. Yeah. It could not be worse. I loved seeing every single member of the Grizzlies rock the Jaren Slam cover t-shirts last night. It felt like there was good energy, and then it was just like the air came straight out of the balloon. But I was watching other moments from around the NBA. Jalen Williams of Arkansas, of Oklahoma City, had a career high last night. He's all smiles. Zion Williamson is talking about how important it is to take on the toughest defensive assignment every night in a game where he gave some stupid stats, like 25 and 8. Zion Williamson had 8 assists last night. I'm watching around the NBA where the Cleveland Cavaliers, who looked like world beaters against the Memphis Grizzlies when they were here, just lost their third straight game, fell to a Kings team that's playing without Domantas Sabonis. I just crave a happy moment for a one shining moment. Just one.
I just want a stretch of consistency. Like that's really all. That's all I want. A stretch of consistency going into the playoffs.
It was tough.
Yeah.
You breathe in. You breathe out. You take a sip of the Shirley Temple.
Yeah.
Grizzlies are in 5th in the Western Conference standings, 2 games ahead of the Warriors in 6th. The positive, they're only 2 games out of the 2 seed. But the negative is they're only 3.5 games out of the play-in tournament at this point. The math would tell me that it is unlikely for the Grizzlies to fall that far. You know me, I'm not very good at math.
Yeah.
But if you keep losing games against the Trailblazers, who are good, like the Trailblazers are fighting for a spot in the play-in tournament of their own. They're, I think, 2 games out now. But still, if you're losing the games that you're supposed to win when you have such a difficult schedule upcoming, when you look ahead to the Clippers on Friday, when you look ahead to the Thunder next Thursday, and then it's Lakers, Celtics, and Warriors who will all be here in this building, you gotta turn it around fast. We gotta turn it around fast because we're gonna take a break. Teresa Walker is at the Lexington Regional. She will join us from Rupp Arena, where the Tennessee Volunteers will play later today. The first game in Lexington is the Louisville-Creighton game. That will actually tip this whole thing off this morning. We'll catch up with Teresa on all the biggest storylines when we come back.
Bain, a pump fake, a 3. It's true for Desmond Bain. FBK. Fly by King. Wheels through the lane, now spins back. Ja hangs. Puts it in! Oh, what a shot by Morant in the clutch. So hot. Oh, Jaren said no! Because he doesn't put on a play, comes up with a monster block.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. One exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Shinedown. Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum Saturday, August 30th. With special guests, Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit shinedown.com.
Double your chances to win all month long in March with 2 big promotions. On Fridays, embrace the madness and win a share of $150,000 in cash and free play. On Saturdays, starting March 8th, go for the gold and win your share of up to $10,000 in cash and free play in the $80K Fool's Gold giveaway. Enjoy live entertainment all month long and play for your chance to win big in March only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 or up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Grammy, Academy, and Golden Globe Award-winning superstar Mary J. Blige, live in Memphis. The For My Fans Tour, live at FedEx Forum Saturday, April 19th, with special guests Neo and Mario. Get tickets now at livenation.com. The iconic Mary J. Blige for one night only.
Bain drives.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Close. He hits and the Grizzlies have the lead.
Yeah!
Jarrett with a knock-away.
Good defense.
Durant attacking, spinning, hanging, and hitting.
Let's go, go! Let's go!
Hoops Mega Madness Show. Before we officially move on from the Grizzlies, one last thing. I'm sorry to bring it back up, CJ. Please don't kill me. But I did forget to mention when I knew things were really at risk of being a horrible night, Bennett, last night, was end of the first quarter. You know how you get the ESPN updates before the quarter actually ends? I don't know if that's how your life works, but our TV is always about 10 seconds behind. And so Chris got the score on his phone. And he goes, oh, I have good news. The Grizzlies score. And I go, oh, great. And he goes, yeah, but the Blazers score too. And I watched Jaren score, and I'm like, how? And they went to the beach. They just went to the beach and right back the other direction. I was like, oh, if that is the defensive efficiency we are looking at tonight, it could be a long night. And it was. All right, we move onward. Teresa Walker joins us from Lexington. She is not yet at Rupp Arena because Lexington is Eastern time zone. So she has a few more hours, or at least an hour, before she has to head over. Teresa, how are you this fine morning? Are you excited for the madness?
I am, and it's a bizarre setup here. I'm so used to last year at Memphis. It's great. You know, they set up the media in the practice gym. It's easy to get down to the court really fast. Well, here in Rupp, they have attached a convention center. So I got my steps in yesterday, right? And, you know, so it's like I didn't really get a chance to see much of practice because with the 15-minute windows between teams at the podium, by the time you walk there, you have to turn around and come back. So, but we should have some, I mean, think about it. I'm lucky. I covered the SEC tournament last week. Auburn, Tennessee, 2 teams that I know. My colleague from Kentucky is here. He knows Louisville. So it's like when you know a team going into this weekend, it just makes your life easier. Instead of spending so much time doing homework, I know them. And so I can actually sit back and watch the game, and then we'll see. I've seen Tennessee as a 19-point favorite over Wofford. My husband, if he says Wofford to me one more time,
you're done.
it's a good thing he's in Tennessee and I'm here because he used up his quotient. But keep an eye on the Woodford kid. See, now I'm doing it. He was struggling so badly to make free throws. One of the assistants knows one of Rick Barry's sons. They brought Rick Barry to Spartanburg, South Carolina to work with this young man to granny style his free throws. Now, he ain't that much better, but he did have a game late in mid-February where he was 6 of 10 at the line. And this is a kid who is the worst free throw, 31% shooter after he made the change for the season. So keep an eye out for him. I've got a story out on social for that. And it's going to be if Tuesday night, Alabama State getting their very first NCAA tournament win with 1 second on the shot clock or on the buzzer, and then playing Auburn, they're separated by 50 miles in Alabama. And they know each other. They played each other last season. They're playing tonight. So tonight, it's all a blur. But this is the part. If you love sports, this is the weekend that is the best. This is where Cinderella comes to dance.
Is this your favorite weekend, Teresa?
It is because, I grew up in the day where CBS would go from game to game to game. It was like watching a pinball machine. It's like, oh, let's go to this finish. No, let's go to this finish. Somebody's finishing here. And it was just a magical thing. And this is where we get to have fun watching somebody. Now, next week, usually the clock hits midnight for a lot of these Cinderella teams. But in this day and age of the NIL and the portal, guys, it has never been crazier.
I don't think you can say an SEC team is a Cinderella ever when you have 14 teams coming out of the conference. And before we get into the action that you will be witnessing later today, Teresa, I did want to get your take on that Texas loss last night to, Xavier. I was like, my brain. At this time of year, they all blend together. But I did find it fascinating watching from a bit of a drama standpoint. One, Sean Miller is one of those guys of the sport. He did not sweat nearly enough in Xavier's 13-point comeback over Texas. But when you're familiar with the coaching drama that exists between Texas, Xavier, Sean Miller, and Rodney Terry wouldn't have gotten his interim tag taken off if Sean Miller had beaten him when Texas faced off against Xavier in the 2023 NCAA tournament when they met in the Sweet 16. But Rodney Terry does get the full-time job. Now, I'm not sure Rodney Terry will still have that full-time job today because there was an expectation that he had to make somewhat of an NCAA tournament run. So we'll see if the Sean Miller of it all comes back when I think 247 Horns reported this week that it was expected that Sean Miller would have been hired at Texas, or they would have at least pursued Sean Miller at Texas had that gone a different way back in 2023.
Oh, all last week, in every game that I covered at Texas, it's like they're going to wait and see if they're still on the bubble or if Terry keeps his job. So I won't be surprised if they're announcing by noon today that Terry is gone. It's like they were waiting for an excuse to get rid of him. It's like, talk about buyer's remorse. Sometimes you let schools let themselves make decisions in the heat of a moment or heat of a tournament run, and you cannot be influenced by that. You have to make a better decision. Otherwise, you're right. It's like you go to the car lot and it's like, ooh, that looks pretty. Don't go get it checked out. I'm going to buy it, take it home, drive it, and it conks out the next time you try to take it out of the driveway. So now you got to go shopping again. Don't buy a lemon. And I'm not saying Terry's a lemon, but guess what? The expectations in Texas are high. Why? Well, it's Texas. And heck, Rick Barnes wasn't good enough for him, and he's now become the best coach in Tennessee history. And I had somebody saying, well, that's recency bias. And I'm like, I actually know the history of this program. Me. I'll tell you, no, he is the best coach in the history of Tennessee basketball. It just simply is on any measure. And so Texas, he wasn't good enough for them. You think Terry's going to last the day? I don't think so.
You got to get out of the first weekend if you're at Texas. And Texas, they should expect that because all the money that flows into Texas, into Texas A&M, they've spent so much money on all of their athletics. If they're not competing for national championships, what the hell are you doing, Teresa? Let's move to the other team in Tennessee, one of the other teams in Tennessee in the tournament, Vanderbilt. I like the Commodores laying plus the 3.5 against St. Mary's. Tell me why I'm right before I run over there and place money on them.
Because this is a team, think about this, 11 new players through the portal, and Mark Byington a year ago, James Madison. If he can win a game with James Madison, what he's done at Vanderbilt, let's not forget, 5 wins over top 25 teams in the SEC. 4 of those, yes, at Memorial, over Tennessee, Kentucky, Ole Miss, Missouri, and he went on the road and won at A&M late in the season. So I think they hit a little bit of a wall. They are prone to stretches where they go ice cold baby from the floor, but then they suddenly flip a switch and they can't miss. And when the threes are falling for Vanderbilt, watch out.
Edwards is good, real good. They turn teams over the most out of anybody in the SEC. 14 turnovers forced per game. Bennett, it's your goal. What stats you got for me, baby?
Oh, you want an NCAA tournament stat from me? Okay. All right. This is one of my favorite teams in the tournament this year, the Yale Bulldogs. They are one of 6 Bulldogs in the NCAA tournament.
We love a Bulldog.
This season. They only lost 1 game in the Ivy League this whole year. They lost 1 to Harvard. They bring back senior guard John Poulikitis, who was the leading scorer in the game last season when they upset Auburn. He is back as a senior. Another run for the Yale Bulldogs. They're one of my dark horse teams this year in the NCAA tournament. I like them to have a rematch against Auburn in the Sweet 16.
Let's do it! Let's go!
We love an Ivy moment. Yes, Teresa, your thoughts?
That's a bold call there, Bennett, but that said, because I know that Yale knocked out Auburn last year in their very first game, fresh off of winning the SEC tournament. So if that happens, because, you can imagine, I've got Auburn here, and yesterday it's all about, we understand, we know, we're here to win 6 games, but we also, Bruce Pearl reminded them of that Yale loss yesterday morning, and they watched that Alabama State win live together as a team Tuesday night. So it's that time. Bruce Pearl is a quote machine, and as he said, anybody can have one shining moment.
Anybody can have one shining moment. Teresa, you mentioned the Tennessee Volunteers, and they're 18.5-point favorites, and maybe we'll see some granny-style free throws from the Wofford kid. But for Tennessee, this isn't just about Game 1. This isn't just about Game 2, although there are quite a few bracket pickers out there who are picking an upset over Tennessee in the second round, whether it be UCLA or Utah State, who advances from their game. What makes you confident in this version of the Vols and Rick Barnes not to fall into perhaps some cliches associated with him this time of year?
Well, cliches, at a certain point, when you hit a wall long enough, it breaks. And certainly Rick Barnes has been banging on it. They got to the Elite 8 last year. They've been building each of the last 3 years. Yes, I remember Sister Jean. Trust me, my husband mentions her more than any human alive outside of Illinois, whatever, Loyola Chicago. And so, yes, could they go to, find a Kentucky that gets their Achilles heel, dares them to shoot from 3, and they go cold? Yes. But they've got Zakai Ziegler and his veteran experience. He knows this is his last time around. Jemai Meshack, you've got veteran guard leadership, defenders, and what I saw Saturday when they beat Auburn and they were going to the paint when their shots weren't falling, they drew fouls, got to the line, and this team can make their free throws. And it just feels like this team, it feels like an Elite 8 team knocking on that door of that first Final Four in program history. Now, it's March, so let's stay tuned.
What have been the conversations around the Louisville-Creighton game? That's the first game of the day and the first one that you'll see in Lexington. Two really, really good teams that fall into that 8-9 situation where, congratulations, you win this one, you're likely facing Auburn.
Exactly, and I think the last line I saw, Louisville's like a 2.5-point favorite, and it should be a home court for Louisville. I mean, you talk about a short drive. I mean, this is the Bluegrass State, but there are a lot of Louisville fans who know their way to Rupp Arena. because of their games against Kentucky. And yeah, Pat Kelsey's like, come on over, help us out, turn this into a home court. And so I think that Creighton making the trip from Omaha, Nebraska, it's going to be a little tougher for them. But, it just feels like Louisville, having made their first ACC tournament final and the run that they're on, I mean, this is a program that was down and out the last 2 years, and they have strung together 2 winning streaks this season, longer than the wins that they had almost combined the last 2 seasons together. So Pat Kelsey has figured out which buttons to push. I think they do win today. And then, your prize for your opening win is Auburn.
Playing Auburn in what basically amounts to a home game for Louisville is something that I think they take. When we think about the SEC, it's deep, 14 teams in the field, but those top 4 teams in Alabama, Tennessee, Florida, and Auburn are the ones that are making a bunch of noise this season. Auburn's in the South, Florida's in the West, Tennessee in the Midwest, Alabama's in the East. Which one of those 4 teams do you think has the best path to get to a Final Four, Teresa?
Well, I do think Auburn, I mean, when you're the number 1 overall seed, it's designed to be the easiest. But having watched Florida and the amount of front court depth and just across the roster that they've got, I see them going to the Final Four. And, I know that Kentucky is potentially looming there in the 3rd round for Tennessee if they get there. But I do like Tennessee's chances. I think the SEC, whatever that combination is, to me, Alabama is the weakest of those top 4. And I just see Tennessee as maybe being the one that rounds that out. And maybe, for the year where they got 14 in and made history, and guess what? When you expand to 16 teams, maybe you should. But to get 3 of the Final 4, that'll be the true mark that SEC is truly a basketball conference, because at that point, it's undeniable.
Do you think, given that they have 14 teams in, which blew the old record by a conference out of the water, the Big East with 11 in 2011, and then you see that Texas loss last night, does that give you any hesitation on the rest of the league elevated statistically, the other teams in the league? You're just throwing that Texas one out.
Throw it out. Look at the record the SEC put together against all the other conferences. 30-4 against the ACC. I mean, they had winning records pretty much against every other conference. And, the opponents that they beat in the non-conference, it is impressive. So I'm going to lean on that instead of the fact that, they got into league play. And how many times did the ACC get a pass for beating up on each other? They're just the toughest conference in the land. Well, guess what? That's what the SEC is this year. People just they haven't caught up to the new storyline.
Teresa, thank you so much for taking time out of your very busy day, busy weekend ahead. Follow everything Teresa has on Blue Sky Teresa Walker, wherever else you want to find her at the Associated Press. Consensual heart hands always. Thanks, Teresa. That was Teresa Walker. She joins us each and every Thursday. Can I do a fun? That was simpatico right there. I love my fun fact. I've been waiting for this one. We have a real-life love and basketball moment happening in the NCAA tournament. Amar Knox, we're familiar here. Bartlett High Zone had the game winner for Alabama State, gives Alabama State their first ever NCAA tournament win. What if I told you he is engaged to Dakaya Sanders, who plays at Southern, and last night Southern beat UC San Diego.
What?
And that was Southern's first ever NCAA tournament win. She's a starter at Southern. They got engaged on my birthday, February 6th. Beautiful post, beautiful pictures, and they're engaged. And both of them just helped their HBCU get its first ever NCAA tournament win. Love is in the air,
That's a good one.
Yeah, engaged to NCAA tournament. Like, do you walk down the aisle to one shining moment? Who says no?
When you say walk down the aisle, you mean they say the I do's and then turn and walk back?
Good point.
Yeah, you walk down the aisle to Here Comes the Bride, but then
no,
after
you don't. No,
after
you pick a song. It's like one of the most fun things.
I didn't know that. I thought everybody just walked down the aisle to Here Comes the Bride.
I have not been to a wedding with Here Comes the Bride in years.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't think anyone does that, do they? No.
What did your wife walk down the aisle to, Benny?
It was some Sigur Rós song. I know, yeah. But it was really good. I liked it. I don't remember the name.
You
of it.
absolutely walk up the aisle to One Shining Moment.
I walked down the aisle to I Got You, Babe. And walked back down the aisle to Open Up Your Eyes and Realize Everlasting Love.
That's a good. No,
Is
that's
it
a
a
good
banger?
one,
You
yeah.
don't know.
We did play One Shining Moment at our wedding. That was instead of doing a father-daughter dance, we did a father-daughter Papa Shot competition, and One Shining Moment played in the background. So I think it is a wedding song, and I think that Amar Knox and his beautiful fiance, Dakaya Sanders, should incorporate it into their wedding somehow. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back with a million more March Madness fun facts. We'll take a look at the games that are coming up later today. Gary Parrish is going to join us from New York. That's all still ahead on the College Hoops Mega Madness Show.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
There's no substitute for experience, the knowledge gained from having been there before, and the passion to share what you know to make everyone around you better. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st, and you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Grizzlies fans, dunks, dimes, and no-looks are great on TV, but nothing compares to catching them IRL. And that starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight in person. From seeing your favorite Grizzly stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood. Put that jersey collection to use and get tickets at Ticketmaster. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside, Memphis.
Can't wait. It's time to get it popping. It's gonna be crazy. The fans are gonna be loud. We need just energy.
Behind the back to Jared for the flash.
We're gonna need, the form rocking. We're gonna need, everybody in Memphis to be out there to come to support.
When the fans are good, we're good. Simple as that.
A Bain three. Yes, sir. Desmond Bain with ice water in his veins.
We'll ride the energy together.
To know before we get back, Jessica threatened to kill me. You're back.
Enjoy your coffee. Welcome back to College Hoops Mega Madness Show. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow. I don't know why I just went into the Severance song. I do have a bone to pick. Why are we releasing new episodes of television tonight? Why is Severance releasing its
dropping
finale
a new episode? That's crazy.
At midnight or
That's
whatever time
crazy
it comes
behavior.
out. You can't compete with this time of year. So that was one of my notes. My other is that the excuse me, the commercial with the pig with the pinwheel out the window. Why is it back? But I love it. It's one of my favorite commercials of all time. Whee!
Oh yeah, where the pig squeals. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
But I
like
don't
that one
understand
too.
why it's back after all these years. It's a Geico
kids
commercial.
like that.
I thought
Yeah.
we were done with that guy in the Geico commercial.
Yeah, but I guess not.
And I thought we were done with the pig.
One more note, because we're just starting to get into the
You've got a whole bunch of notes.
aggressive. Well, these are programming notes that after
The Geico pig
those
is
of
a
us
programming
committed
note.
to those of us committed to watching all of the first 4 games have now seen the Geico wee commercial no less than 6 times over the last 2 nights. We have also heard Lady Gaga's abracadabra 100 times. Is this the new Centuries? Centuries college football playoff,
Yes.
of course. But that's
Yes.
the one you always remember. Will abracadabra be memorable enough where we are
think so.
saying, oh my God, March Madness ruined
Yes.
abracadabra, ooh, ooh, na, na.
Absolutely.
Oh, is it the it's the official song of March Madness?
Yes, and the thing,
I love that.
it at least feels like. And
That song's gone
the
triple
thing about
platinum in my car.
Centuries is, like, they had 2 of those songs before Centuries, and then they got Centuries, and it just took it way over the top, right? Like Fall Out Boy had a song the 2 years before that they were playing, and then the year before that we're playing. We're like, okay, cool. They're gonna do a Fall Out Boy song again for college football, and they just did Centuries way too damn much. Who wants to go next?
It's your turn.
It's my turn. We're taking turns. Let's move over to the women's side of things, where the 13th seeded Norfolk State take on number 4 Maryland.
Shout out Norfolk State.
Yeah.
30-4 on the season, 8-point loss to Washington State, a power conference team. A 10-point loss to Alabama, a power conference team, Alabama team that they came back on. It was a 1-point game with 7 minutes left in that contest before Alabama got comfortable there. They're led by Norfolk State, led by Diamond Johnson, 5th in the nation in steals per game. MEAC Player of the Year. When she was at Rutgers, she was a part of the 50-40-90 club. She transfers to North Carolina State, where she becomes 6th Person of the Year in the ACC and is on the team at North Carolina State that gets to the Elite 8. I'm telling you right now, if you're looking for some sleepers, if you're looking for somebody like, okay, upset, because this is the fun thing about the women's bracket now and the women's game now, the talent has risen. And so teams are closer to the teams in the middle are closer to the teams in the top. We see more upsets now. It used to be in the women's bracket, all right, pick all the 1 seeds to advance and you'll be fine. Or pick a couple of 2 seeds in there to get to the Final Four and you'll be okay. No, you can't do that right now. And I'm telling you right now, thanks to Diamond Johnson and Norfolk State, who's also top 20 in D in the nation, they got a chick over there averaging 9 rebounds and the top 10 shot blocker in the league, not in the league, in the nation as well. I like him. I like Norfolk State, not only to upset Maryland, Bennett, I like them to get to the Sweet 16.
How about that? And now I'm looking at my women's bracket, and it's like 3 1 seeds in Tennessee getting the Final Four. So maybe I messed up there.
I mean,
Tennessee is a reach.
Is Tennessee a 6? Tennessee's a 6, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're 5.
No,
They're 5. Okay.
They're in Texas's bracket.
I mean, I
have Texas losing to Notre Dame in that side. My other big upset, I like that Norfolk State pick. There are a littering of potential lower seed or higher seed, I should say, upsets in the women's side. I like the South Dakota State matchup against Oklahoma State, and I
picked that upset.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Look at me.
There you go. But then they play UConn in the round after that. But that would be wild. That would be a wild good time.
Is there a matchup on the women's side before we continue through that's your most potential matchup on the women's side that you would say, okay, yeah, I need that matchup.
I know what you're going to
Please
say.
don't ruin it.
What do you think I'm going to say?
USC, UCLA.
I do want a well, no, I want a
That could be
USC
your,
South Carolina
Final Four
national
matchup, right?
championship game. I want UCLA out before. I have UCLA losing to LSU.
Okay.
One of the other darlings of the women's tournament, the Harvard women's basketball team, I actually have advancing to the Sweet 16.
As do
you
I.
do too? Yeah, we love the Ivies on this show. We're big
Well, I just hate Michigan State. And if you're going to beat Michigan State, you may as well get to the Sweet 16. Why the hell not?
My like biggest reach is Vanderbilt, who opens against Oregon, and Vanderbilt is led by Michaela Blakes, who is just like freshman sensation. She could go off for 40 plus in any given tournament game, and I have them upsetting Duke.
I'll say it right now, Jessica. I don't know if it's because of the coffee. I got a nice little caffeine buzz or what. I think she does go off for 40. She goes off for 40 in that first round game and carries them all the way through.
That's kind of my thinking on my USC Trojans.
Well,
Juju Watkins going to have to average 30 plus.
Have to.
If they actually make it to the national championship game. And that potential Elite Eight matchup with UConn.
She's capable, right?
Yes.
Like that's not an
Big moment,
absurd
Juju. Put
ask
that bun
for
up.
Juju.
Mm-hmm. Keep it going.
I didn't know her mom did her bun.
Yes.
Her mom does her
Did
bun.
you see a little
every
Funko Pop?
No, I didn't know
She has a
got
Funko Pop. She has
Pop
everything
status.
right now. I almost bought a Juju Watkins Gatorade water bottle yesterday.
Oh, nice.
I told you it was $35.
You did not tell me it was a Juju one. You've got to buy that water bottle. And it's not just a coffee talking.
Does she have a Funko?
She has a Funko, and it has the bun, and it has her chain, and she even has the little baby hairs on the Funko Pop. It's
Love a Funko. Love a good
All
Funko.
right, with the men's games today, which game are you most excited for here on opening day of March Madness? Bennett, you can go first.
Okay. Oh, I don't want to go. CJ, you go first. Let me pull my. Let me get my scores pulled
it's
up.
March effing Madness. Are you kidding me? What game I'm excited for? All of them. Which one I'm most excited for? Pick one. Reddit in the chat was like, hey, what's the first game of the day? Does it even effing matter? It doesn't. We're all going to be watching and consuming this in some form or another. If you got a cubicle job, I do kind of feel bad for you. Well, not for you, because you're not going to work. I feel bad for your boss who's going to be like, why is no production happening right now? Because we're all going to watch all of these games. That is cool as hell. You need to get that, Jessica. Yep. I'm excited for all of them. Right now, I guess if you had if I had to say I beat Drake in Missouri, Drake, the best opponent scoring defense in the nation, going up against that Missouri offense that all they can do is score, and that Missouri defense who can't stop anybody from scoring. I'm expecting weird shit to happen in that game. I can't wait to sit down and watch Drake, Missouri. It is sometime between 3 and 8. I don't know exactly which time it is, but the way I divvied it up, I did my start to 3, then 3 to 8. Then I did all the late games. I sat down and made my picks, and I got the ones that I really, really like and put on the gambling sheet. And so Drake plus the 6.5 is on the gambling sheet. Hey, I got some money on that. I got some action on that Yale game as well. I like the over the 140 in that Yale A&M game.
Nice. That's the one that I'm going to go with. That's the game I'm looking forward to the most. And I believe I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist when it comes to these tip-off times for the NCAA tournament. And I'm really liking the fact that this Yale, Yale, that's my Cinderella team this year. Yale, Texas A&M, 6:25 p.m. start time on TBS. That is right in prime time. And that suggests to me it's going to be a really good game.
That is the prime.
They wouldn't put it in the prime slot if they didn't know it's going to be a tight game. I think Yale gets the upset. I'm going with the Bulldogs.
Well, my other game in that window is the Arkansas-Kansas game. And I saw somebody say pronunciation is on the line. Will it be Arkansas or will it be Kansas? And they have to become Arkansas, or Kansas becomes
Kansas.
Kansas?
I love that too.
Arkansas is going to be without Adu Thero, who is their leading scorer and rebounder. John Calipari announced yesterday there was some expectation that he was going to be out, so it wasn't particularly big news for those who have been following. But
his dad played at Memphis.
It does make a little bit of a difference. Dad played at Memphis. I went and changed my pick. I had Arkansas winning this game, and I have now changed my pick to Kansas in all of my brackets. Winning this game with Bill Self and Kansas in the first round, a talented roster that has underperformed throughout this season.
Which roster is
Kansas.
Talented and underperformed?
Both.
Okay.
Let me take the one without the R in front of it and just the Kansas.
Isn't that a crazy thought? To see that Bill Self and John Calipari are playing each other in the first round at Kansas and Arkansas, respectively, with all the talent that they have on those rosters, all the hype and hoopla for both of these programs to start the season. And you look at where they are now, they're still in the dance. Make no mistake, they're still here. Somebody's going to get to advance, so and feel a little bit better about themselves.
And the winner will likely play St. John's. And so much has been made about a potential John Calipari, Rick Pitino meeting in the second round. But the same would go for Bill Self, Rick Pitino. Can you play the fun fact music? Because we talked about St. John's.
You can't call for the fun fact
I'm calling
music.
for the
You
fun
just
fact
you just have to say it now. Wait till the fun fact music
Fine.
plays.
My fun fact, are you familiar with the Omaha trash can celebration?
I am not.
You're not?
No.
What's
Neither
going
of you
on in
have seen
Omaha?
this?
No.
If Omaha were to beat St. John's, you will quickly become familiarized. You're going to be familiarized anyway because they're going to make this all kinds of a story. Check this out. This is what Omaha does after they win games. They
Okay.
are
The
aggressive
Mavericks
on
of
the
Omaha.
cans. They trash in the cans. This is like trash in the camp, Tarzan style, full level. They whoop that trash can. Oh yeah.
BTA.
They're taking it off on the trash can. This all started for Omaha earlier in the season. They had a really tough start. They were 4-9 to start the year. One of their associate coaches wanted to inject some life into the locker room at halftime of a game, so he kicked a trash can, and they have now won 18 of 21 games since they started celebrating trash can style.
pretty good.
No trash can is safe. with
Omaha. Top 5 covering team in the tournament. Tournament. Right now, against the spread, Omaha is 23-9 against the spread. That makes them the second best covering team in the tournament behind Florida. That's good for 5th best in the nation. Also, Bennett.
Okay, I'm excited. All right, so I've got 2 brackets here with me. One is mine, and one is Noah's, my 6-year-old's. And, you know, he's 6, so we're basing these picks pretty much on mascots solely.
Let's
right?
go.
He knows like 3 of the teams in the field. And I got to say, he did pretty good. Like, his Final Four is Iowa State, St. John's, Duke, and Tennessee. Like, that ain't, for picking nothing but mascots, that ain't bad, okay? He did have Alabama State upsetting Auburn today. So that's, we're rooting for that. We're rooting for that.
We're rooting for the love, okay?
So I have done more mascot research than anyone should have at all prior to this NCAA tournament. So I wanted to hit you guys with maybe a little mascot trivia. Do we have time for mascot trivia?
Do we have time for mascot trivia?
Okay, all right. So I mentioned we have 6 Bulldogs in the field.
Okay.
Y'all can name these Bulldogs, right?
Sure.
Yeah, y'all can name these Bulldogs. Come on.
Yale.
Yeah, we did that. That's one of the hard ones.
Oh, God.
Gonzaga.
Yep.
There we go.
We don't have a Butler this year.
We got 2 SEC Bulldogs.
Mississippi State.
And
there's another Bulldog.
Who's the other?
Georgia.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
There it is. Of course, it's Georgia.
My brain
Shout out
did the
to
exact
Lane.
same
I'm
thing.
sorry.
You got 2 mid-majors.
2 mid-majors.
Yep.
I'm telling you right now, my brain is on a
One of them.
Give us a
One of them
clue.
is a very popular.
Drake.
Yes.
Drake.
Okay. And
I should have got Drake.
The other one has not been a Division I team for. They've only been a Division I team for about a decade.
Jacksonville State.
No, they're not in.
I'm just naming teams who made the jump.
UNC Wilmington.
It's got good alliteration. It works well with Bulldogs.
Bangkok.
It is the
Bryant.
Yes.
There
the
we
Bryant
go.
Bulldogs. All right, there's your Bulldogs.
All
okay.
right.
All right. I'm going. I got to go a little bit faster. Okay. After that, why is my computer frozen? Oh no. Hang on.
okay.
Oh my gosh.
It's
Oh
okay.
my gosh. My computer just like crapped out on me. Okay.
We're so excited about the mascot.
All right. Oh my gosh, my computer is like breaking right now. Okay, that's fine. We've got 5 Tigers, by the way.
I'm just playing game
like,
show
what
music.
music
Ben is
is
playing
this?
games with us. I'm just playing game show
Okay.
music.
Tigers.
Yes.
Auburn. Memphis.
Yes.
LSU? They're
They're
not
not
in.
in the men's side.
Okay.
Where is my
Who else
OneDrive?
is another Tiger? How many Tigers did you say?
4.
4.
Did you say 4 Tigers? Are we counting the Wildcats?
No, they're not tigers. They're
No, they're not
wildcats.
tigers.
Those are different animals. They're closer in evolutionary scale to a lynx than an actual tiger, Jessica. Come on, you gotta look at the size, the paw prints, look at the tips of their ears and what have you. They're not a big cat. Tigers are big cats, and there's only 5 of those.
Thank you.
Tigers, cheetahs, leopards,
I cannot
jaguars,
think of another tiger.
lions. Another tiger. Can I look? Can I look at the teams?
I'm just looking at the teams. I have a
Oh,
bracket
so I
up,
can look
but
at
I
the
don't have
teams.
the mascots up.
On the men. All right, so we said Auburn.
Clemson.
Clemson is definitely a tiger.
There's one more.
Okay, here we go. I got my list back.
Oh,
My
thank
bad.
God.
Yeah.
Is it 4, Bennett?
that was really bad for this. Yeah, it's 4 Tigers. 4 Tigers. Auburn,
Missouri.
Clemson, Memphis,
Missouri.
Missouri. Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
All right, let's
we
have.
should have been able to get that without looking.
Okay. No. This is gonna get better. We have 8 birds.
8 birds.
8 birds.
Creighton, Blue Jays.
Yep.
Louisville Cardinals.
One of them doesn't fly that much.
Oregon Ducks.
Mm-hmm.
Is there an ostrich?
No.
There's no ostrich.
There's a penguin.
There's no penguin.
No penguin.
There's no penguin.
Another bird.
And one that doesn't. Is there a road runner running around?
One of them we just talked about. One of them we just talked about in a big game today between 2 big-time programs.
Oh, Kansas.
Yep.
Oh, Kansas Jayhawks.
Mhm.
Good one, good one.
One of them's a mid-major. Two of them are mid-major. You got 4 more.
You got 4 more, Bennett?
I got
McNeese a bird?
McNeese is not a bird.
Creighton. You said Creighton?
I said Creighton.
You said Creighton.
That was the
Louisville
first
and
one
Creighton.
I said.
We got 2 eagles.
SIUE a bird?
We got 2 eagles. We got 2 eagles.
Got 2 eagles?
Yeah.
Eagles. Oh, my goodness.
One of them's golden.
That's not going to happen.
Marquette.
Marquette.
Yeah.
There we go.
Marquette's a golden eagle.
The
That's
other
correct.
one's a little tricky. Liberty's mascot is an eagle. I don't know if they're
Liberty's
the
mascot is an American flag, and I will not explain further.
With an AK on it.
Mhm.
Okay, the other one,
And a cross.
we talked about a potential big
a Trump
matchup
win.
down the road after that Kansas-Arkansas game. But see, their name is not.
There's another bird?
Yeah, we hadn't gotten to 8 yet.
St. John's is the Red Storm, but their
No,
mascot
their
is a
mascot's
bird.
Their mascot is the
Thunderbird.
Red
I love their
Storm.
mascot.
Yes. No,
Johnny
their mascot.
Thunderbird.
They have to have. The Storm's not a mascot. They got to have a mascot. Their
So
mascot
the
is
Storm-
Johnny
the
Thunderbird.
Storm is
Disagree.
your
I think we
nickname?
should big box this a little bit more, and a storm is a mascot,
It
and I would
is.
love to see it represented in a costume.
So the Miami Hurricanes mascot would be what? I guess it would be the Pelican walking about.
Yeah.
But the nickname would be Hurricanes.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yes.
like what we do with even the St. Francis Red Flash, and it's Frankie the Friar.
Okay,
That's the
you're
red
not
team that ruined my parlay?
Yes.
Okay.
You're not going to get the last one. The
Okay.
last one is your UNC Wilmington Seahawks. Sammy the Seahawk.
No way we
Would
get.
never
No
have
way we
found
get
that.
that.
Sammy the Seahawk.
That's a good one.
Okay. All right. Let's go to the next one. We did the dog. We have 10 dogs, by the way. It said the 6. We said
6 of them are bulldogs.
We said the
need
6
more.
bulldogs.
Hey, listen. Not to get on the soapbox here. We need more Rottweilers and pit bulls in the college game.
I agree. The Pits would be a great,
Oh my God.
Okay. All right.
great mascot.
Doberman pinchers. Give me a Doberman.
All right. This is
Although
going to
we
get
also have
harder.
the Terriers, the Wofford Terriers.
We have the Wofford Terriers. I count Tennessee because of Smokey,
Okay.
right?
I mean, I
what's a
them in
volunteer,
persons.
right?
No, they're in the persons.
They're
Volunteers
in the
people.
persons?
That's
Are
a
they in the
people
persons?
mascot.
Wait. Are we doing mascots or nicknames?
So then what about A&M? Because A&M's got that Lassie-looking dog
Oh,
that's
yeah.
always on the sidelines, but they're the Aggies. Like, what's an Aggie? You know,
It's a person.
they're agricultural, right? Isn't
Yeah.
it agriculture? Yeah, that's
Yes.
what's that short for? Okay. All right. We have 3 Rams.
Colorado State.
Yep.
Ain't no way in hell I'm
TCU.
getting the other 2.
And the other one is a little bit tricky because it is.
Go ahead, Jessica.
Is it like a mountain?
It's a big-time historic program,
Big
but their
time-
mascot is a ram, technically.
It's a big time historic
Yeah,
program.
a blue blood.
UNC.
UNC.
Yes, that is correct.
Tar Heels.
That is correct. The
Also a
UMC
person.
Tar Heels. Their mascot is North Carolina's mascot is where is he? Hang on, I'll tell you. North Carolina.
Tommy Tar Heel.
Isn't
Tommy Tar Heel. No, Ramsey's the Ram
It's
fan.
Ramsey the Ram.
Tommy Tar Heel would be way better than Ramsey's the Ram.
Tommy the Tar Heel.
Okay, we have 5 Warriors.
Golden State.
No,
Damn it.
we have 5 Warriors that will go to battle for their teams.
Michigan State. The
Yep.
Spartans.
A Blue Devil.
I don't count the Blue
Okay.
Devils. That's a devil. That's not a warrior.
Sorry.
That's a devil.
Okay.
That's a devil. You
Troy.
got one.
Troy is the Spartans, aren't they?
Trojans.
Trojans.
Yep.
My fault. My apologies.
Yep.
Troy Trojans.
Troy Trojans. Sparty, unfortunately.
Uh-huh.
Did we do all cats or just lions?
Tigers is what we did.
I was wondering where BYU Cougars were.
Shout out to
we'll get
Cougars
to
in
that.
Colorado. We
Oh,
love
we'll
them.
get to that.
We'll get to the Cougars.
Okay, so you got 2. There is another Spartan in this
Help me
field.
out. Help me out.
Norfolk State.
Oh, I should have got that
Spartans.
as a
Would
black.
not have gotten
Yep.
that.
All right, you have 2 more Warriors. These are going to be really tough. These are going to be really
Do we
tough.
count the Musketeers?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't
Because
think
you
a
can fire
musket.
your musket at anything.
I don't think that's a warrior.
You're firing your
I don't think
musket
that's
at
a
anything.
warrior. That's a soldier. It's not a warrior.
Okay.
Fine.
Big difference in soldier and warrior.
Yeah.
You should be.
My bad.
I don't think you're going to get this.
Commodore.
No.
That's a naval unit. That's not a
okay.
warrior.
All right. You want me to give them to you?
Yes, please give them to
The
us.
St. Mary's Gales.
I did not. I've never known what a gale is. I thought it was
It's
a bird.
Gaelic warrior. They it's something to do. I was reading it like something to do with there's an Irish connection with when they founded the program. That's why they're the Gales. Okay, and the last one is my favorite mascot in this entire NCAA tournament.
Who is it?
It is your UC San Diego Tritons.
Ah, the Tritons.
Wait a damn minute. A Triton is the thing that Poseidon has.
Yeah.
That is not a warrior.
Also King Triton of the Little Mermaid.
Warrior.
He's not a Greek Triton.
A Greek warrior.
A Triton is the weapon.
A Greek god is a warrior. A Greek god is a warrior.
No, Bennett.
Passes the vibe test. Okay, wait.
King Triton is their mascot.
Do you have
King
other
Triton, he looks
mascots?
just like King Triton from Little
Do you have
Mermaid.
other mascots?
I have tons of other mascots, yeah.
Before we get to Gary, I read about High Point University for an hour yesterday, and I have
The
to
Purple
at least-
Panthers?
The Purple Panthers. Thank you for giving me the proper cue. So I have to give a shout out to Part of My Take because they went through and they did fun facts about everyone. But I had started to gather this information and they just kind of like loaded onto it of High Point University, which I have now gone fully down the High Point rabbit hole. Its president, Nito Cubain, has gone all in on making their campus a destination. Like, it's not education, it's not sports, it's not arts, it's the campus.
Okay.
And they believe the student is the customer, and they are selling you a luxury college experience. He said, direct quote, "If you're looking for a sleepy, weepy place, this is not the place for you." So they have a high-end steakhouse, a first-run movie theater, valet parking, an arcade, a car wash, an ice cream truck on campus, an indoor track with built-in pacing system, and a concierge at the student union. High Point even has a director of WOW, charged with delighting students. They call it education run by Disney. They have North Carolina's second largest scoreboard. Their university's core belief, faith in God Almighty, patriotism, respect for the flag, appreciation of private enterprise, democracy, and justice for all. But this president is so crazy, he one time flew in a bald eagle from the World Bird Sanctuary for their convocation ceremony, and the bird literally went through TSA, all to get to High Point University. This place is
Where is High Point
nuts.
again?
North Carolina.
Okay.
North Carolina.
That makes sense.
They have success coaches for their first-year students who, like their concierge service, they can just call up Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak. And I found this in an interesting note. You could call Dallas Mavericks CEO Cynthia Sint-Marshall, who visited the campus a couple of times a year, and provide mentoring. Would you want to be mentored by anyone from the Dallas Mavericks organization at this exact moment?
not in
I don't
this
think
moment.
so.
No.
High
not in this
Point
moment.
is wild.
Shout out the Purple Panthers.
I don't know. They're also haven't reached like their accreditation. Like they're on warning for a second year in a row for not meeting all the requirements of, you know, like being a school.
Oh, damn.
So anyway, shout out to the Purple Panthers.
Okay, shout out. All
I read
right.
way too much on that.
Okay, I got
back to your
two
mascots.
more. Okay,
Thank you.
well, you mentioned you wanted Cougars. We have 3 Cougars.
Oh, 3.
We have
Houston,
3 Cougars.
Houston.
Yep.
BYU.
Yep.
And somebody's mom. In the
Third.
stands.
Yep.
Stacy?
No.
She's got it
This
going
one's
on.
this one's a little bit harder.
She's all that I want.
Southern Illinois.
Oh, thank you. Would have
Okay,
never gotten it.
this is my favorite one. This is our last one. We have 3 couples. We have 3 mascot couples in this tournament. Yes.
No.
We have 3. I mean, I'm considering them couples. There's a male mascot.
So they're married mascots.
There's a female mascot. We have 3 couples. These are 3 high-level programs.
I know
you
one.
would know every
No, I
single
know
one of them.
One is Florida. There's a Mr. and Mrs. Gator. I don't think that's their names.
No, their names are. Okay, so
But
yeah,
I saw them on a date with Mr. and Mrs. Matt.
Albert and Alberta,
Thank
the
you.
alligators.
Oh, okay, thank you. Any other hints?
One of them you already talked about. Very recently. They're in the Cougar family.
They're in the Cougar
BYU?
family.
No.
Houston?
BYU would
UNC
have
Shasta
that.
and Sasha Cougars of Houston.
Okay.
And then one more.
It's a Pac-12. It's an old Pac-12 school,
It's a Big 12 school.
but it was a Pac-12 school.
No, it's a historic Big 12 school. One of the
I thought
originals.
One of the Arizona schools had lovers.
Texas?
I mentioned we have 3 Bears.
Baylor.
Baylor.
It is the Baylor Bears.
They're
It
married.
is Bruiser and Marigold.
Bruiser and Marigold.
Yep.
All right, Bennett. Thank you. This was a joy. And
I
thank you,
just hope it
Noah.
was. I know. Shout out to Noah.
Shout out to Noah.
Yeah.
All right, we got to get to Gary Parrish. He is going to join us on the other side from New York. We'll get his take on all of the action coming up later today when we come back on the College Hoops Mega Madness Show.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Shinedown. Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum Saturday, August 30th. With special guests, Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit shinedown.com.
Double your chances to win all month long in March with 2 big promotions. On Fridays, embrace the madness and win a share of $150,000 in cash and free play. On Saturdays, starting March 8th, go for the gold and win your share of up to $10,000 in cash and free play in the 80K Fool's Gold giveaway. Enjoy live entertainment all month long and play for your chance to win big in March only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 or up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Grammy, Academy, and Golden Globe Award-winning superstar, Mary J. Blige, live in Memphis. The For My Fans Tour, live at FedEx Forum Saturday, April 19th, with special guests Neo and Mario. Get tickets now at livenation.com. The iconic Mary J. Blige for one night only.
We are in March, which is Women's History Month. True. And we were talking about how do we kick off the show? What can we talk about? And we were like, why don't we talk about women's shoes? The Sabrina one. Okay.
Can't go wrong. Right? That's a good shoe.
And the 2 you could argue is even better, but the one's
you
fine.
can't have the 2 without the 1.
Yeah.
Though.
In the month of February, the Sabrina 2 was the second most worn shoe in the NBA in minutes played. The Sneak Fest Show, live Tuesdays at 2 p.m. on Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
Mega Madness Show. Gary Parrish is in New York, ready for a full day of action, but he is kind enough to join us this morning. GP, how are you? How many hours of sleep are you running on?
Pretty good, actually. Last night was one of those nights where, yesterday rather, I finished the show in Memphis, then fly up here to New York, got a proper dinner, and was probably in bed 11 o'clock and slept till, 7 a.m. I mean, a real proper night's sleep, which that's the last one for a while. If you need me at 3:30 in the morning, just text. I'll be sitting right here talking into a microphone at 3:30 in the morning. I'll still be here. But yeah, I feel good right now. I got a good night's sleep.
All right, and a good meal, which is always important. What was your pregame meal? We'll call it your pregame meal.
There's a new steakhouse a few blocks away from my hotel called Gia Steakhouse, I think. G-U-I. I think it's Gia. It's a Japanese steakhouse, best I can tell. And I just, a few weeks ago, you got here and I was like, I'm not just going to sit in this hotel room all night. I'm going to go have a, same thing, proper meal. And I just Googled, and I wanted to go somewhere I'd never been before. So I was like, steakhouse near me. Like, really, that was the Google search. And this new one that I had never even heard of popped up. Turned out it had just opened. I went in and got my classic table for one, and had a nice appetizer and a nice filet and a nice dessert, couple of drinks. And it was just a perfect meal. It was great. And when I got here yesterday, I was like, you know what? I think I want to go do that again. Beautiful. And so I went back, and I think they've got some, oh my God, what's the show based in Chicago about the restaurant? The Bear. I think they've got some The Bear stuff going on, because I sat down at my table last night, and within 3 minutes, somebody comes over and is like, Gary, or no, Mr. Parrish, nice to see you again. Glad to have you back for work. It's like they knew my story, and I don't believe it was because they listened to the podcast. I think they plugged my number in, and it went right back to he was here 3 weeks ago. This is what he ordered. This is what he tipped. We did a Google search on him. This is apparently what he does. Let's go ask him who he thinks go into the Final Four. There was a lot of that kind of stuff going on. It was awesome. I want to say it was awesome, but it was I just didn't expect to be treated that way. Like I went in a hoodie, and but the whole night was perfect. It was a good night. And then I went to bed. So yeah,
beautiful.
The last 24 hours have been pretty good.
GP.
Oh, wait, Benny. Oh, wait. Because we got to ask the chat question. The chat wants to know, Gary, how do you get your steaks?
Medium. Medium rare to medium, somewhere in there. Medium rare to medium. Anything more than that is going to be too much for me.
Yeah.
But the way I took it last night, medium rare, because that's the way they said medium rare, and they get you sometimes. They'll say medium rare as if they're pushing that on you, and I just say, yeah, that's good. Let's do that. So medium rare is probably about right.
It's good. Okay, so we're a couple hours away from these games tipping off. If people are still filling out their brackets and going chalk, which of these number 1 seeds do you think has the easiest path to get to a Final Four?
Duke, I think. And first off, when we start talking paths, you never know what somebody's path is actually going to be. Like you'll see people who look like me or better on TV all week long talking about this path and that path, and this team's path is really hard, this team's path. You don't know what somebody's path is. How about this? A few years ago, Memphis, Florida Atlantic were in the 8-9 game. What was Memphis's theoretical path to a Sweet 16, the first one ever under Penny Hardaway? Well, you got to beat a 1 seed in the round of 32. That's a tough path. Well, guess what happened? The 1 seed lost. And if you would have beaten FAU, you would have got to play a 16 seed to go to the Sweet 16. You'd have been like a 20-point favorite in the round of 32. That would have been quite literally one of the easiest paths ever to the Sweet 16. So we don't know what path anybody's going to have to take to get where they're trying to get. But Duke looks like it has fewer obstacles, theoretical, than anybody else. The number 2 seed in that region is Alabama. Grant Nelson is coming off of an injury. They say he's going to be okay, but they weren't sure of that, and it's unclear if he's going to be able to play in the first round. So just like Duke is battling a Cooper Flag thing, Alabama's got its own thing. Simply put, Duke with Cooper Flag is the most talented team in the country. Duke without Cooper Flag might still be the most talented team in the country as it pertains to NBA prospects. There's probably at least 3 other first-round or possible first-round picks in the 2025 NBA draft on Duke's roster right now. They're 6'5" and up at every position. They prioritize length in the recruiting process and have built a team. There's a really good story in The Athletic right now where they talk to John Shire about this collection of people he uses for counsel, and it's Brad Stevens and it's various other people that either have Duke connections or NBA connections. But they sort of have taught him or helped him understand how they go about roster building in the NBA. And one of the things Brad Stevens emphasized to John Shire is you'll never regret having length at every position. That's what we did in Boston. And that's what they're doing now at Duke. If you look at the starting lineup, it's 6'5" and up everywhere. And it's why Duke is one of the favorites to win this whole thing. And I think the theoretical path the committee gave them makes it where I got Duke to the Final Four pretty quickly in my bracket.
CJ, is your question Duke related?
One word answer. What type of steak?
A filet mignon. I always go filet. I don't need all the extra stuff. I want to clean my plate completely. I don't need fat. I don't need to try to figure out, is this a good bite or not? I want every single bite to be perfect. Yeah, nice filet.
Is this a likable Duke team? Someone asked me this the other day. Like, will this be one of the first Duke teams that really isn't hateable other than the fact that it's still Duke, but it feels like some of that hateration has waned off?
I think some of that goes away with Mike Krzyzewski because he just sort of, before we even...
it. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, everything about him brought those feelings out from other people. And John Shire just isn't that guy. Like, I've known John, I guess, since he was a player, but I've got to know him when he was an assistant coach at Duke. And I'm just telling you, if you knew him, you would like him. Mm-hmm. If it were us four and John Shire sitting down having a beer, you guys would enjoy him. You'd be like, man, that's a fun guy. That's a good guy. That seems like a sharp guy. So he doesn't carry himself the way Kay carried himself, just in the little things too. You might not remember this because it wasn't important, but like Kay, for whatever reason, would never do halftime interviews. Like he was the one head coach who was just like, this is beneath me. I'm getting to the locker room. I will not stop and talk to Aaron Andrews or anybody else. And that fed into who does he think he is?
Mm-hmm.
Like if Rick Pitino and John Calipari and Bill Self can do these interviews, why can't he? And that just that might have been the 50th thing that made people hate Duke, but it was on the list of things once you already started hating them. Yeah. Well, John doesn't embody any of that. They still have, Cooper Flagg's parents in the crowd going viral. So that can lead to some hate. We'll get there. I think probably the Duke team is so unfamiliar, and John Shire's not Mike Krzyzewski, that people just don't walk around hating Duke all the time. And it's not like Duke's been ranked number 1 all season and all that stuff. But we'll get there. There'll be a moment where Cooper Flagg does something. Cooper Flagg's parents will go viral again, and the whole world will be like, I hate parents like that. And, I remember now, I hate Duke too. F Duke, go whoever. And, yeah, we'll get there. But I don't think we're fully there yet.
All right, you said you will still be talking at 3:30 tomorrow morning. Yeah. If you could predict the craziest headline coming out of day one that will lead your shows tomorrow, where would you put your money?
Okay, craziest headline. I guess the craziest one would be Auburn gets into another fight just before a game like it did earlier in the season, but still Cruz, no problems, and everybody's happy. Because that's the thing that really happened.
That was wild.
They were flying to Houston to play Kelvin Sampson's team, got into a fist fight in the air. They had to emergency land the plane. Back when we weren't crashing planes all the time, they had to emergency land the plane.
Not an emergency crash.
Those are different.
Those
That's
are
a different
horrible.
thing. Those are horrible. Those are the worst. They're all bad, but I think that might be the worst. They had to emergency land the plane, get these two dudes off the plane because they can't stop fighting. Then they just got the plane out back in the air, went to Houston, beat the Cougars. That was the first sign that maybe Bruce Pearl's got something special. So maybe that would be it. But just as you know, growing up, going to all these NCAA tournament sites plus Hawaii, you never know where the great stories are going to come from. I tell this story all the time. The best thing to do for the Thursday and Friday of the NCAA tournament is not to go to a site. Mm-hmm. It is to stay at home or go to Las Vegas, turn it into a television party. Mm-hmm. Because here's the truth, and I did this when I was a kid, and they would have NCAA tournament games at the Pyramid. I would be like a college student, even younger maybe, and I just remember going all day. I don't even remember who I went with. But I just remember going and sitting there all day and watching 4 games. And you know what you're doing when you're doing that? Unless you're in Lexington with Louisville and you got some of that geography stuff going on, you're probably going to be sitting in an empty arena or an arena that doesn't have much juice, watching basketball games that get uninteresting while everybody's paying attention to something happening at another site. So you never know where to be. My favorite story that sort of hammers this home is several years back, and I've told this story a billion times, but I needed to go to a site. This is pre-TV stuff. So I was just like out there banging on a keyboard all the time. And I needed to go to a site, totally up to me. Where do I want to go? And I picked Philadelphia only for 2 reasons. It was Friday, Sunday instead of Thursday, Saturday. And Friday, Sunday meant I would miss one less day of radio. So I narrowed it down at the beginning. What are the Friday, Sunday sites? I'm going to one of them. And then I said, okay, of the Friday, Sunday sites, which one can I get to easiest? And Philadelphia had direct flights from Memphis to Philly and back and forth. So Friday, Sunday, direct flights. That's why I picked that. And that is where I watched Florida Gulf Coast become the story of the tournament and advance to the Sweet 16. And Andy Enfield becomes the USC candidate, and his wife's going viral because she was a Maxim model. None of these stories were even on anybody's radar 2 days earlier. They become the biggest stories in the sport that day. I was there to witness it and write about it, but had no idea that's what I was there to do. I went there simply because they had a direct flight and it was Friday, Sunday. So I could give you some answers, but it'll be wrong. McNeese over Clemson would be a big story just because it would be a 12-5 upset. Will Wade over his alma mater, and Will Wade, as he's already reached a verbal agreement to leave McNeese and be the next head coach at North Carolina State. This is really unusual. I actually appreciate Will. After spending years lying about everything, it's sort of funny that this is where he decides to tell the truth. He's just like, they were like yesterday, have you or your representation had any contact with North Carolina State? He was like, yes. Yes. And then most coaches are like, that now's not the time. I'm just here focused on the game. He was like, yes. What do you want me to say? I'm done lying. I spent years lying at LSU I'm done lying. I'm just going to tell the truth. And yes, I've already talked to NC State. There'll be a report coming out in 45 minutes. I'm going to be the next head coach at NC State. But right now, I'm trying to coach McNeese to a victory over Clemson. It's just all that's unusual. So there'll be a lot of attention on that situation at least.
I will say, if you are at a site, it's a total crapshoot. Like, you might get a site like Memphis was last year, and there were good games, but there's not like a huge storyline coming out of it. Like, for example, I was in Denver in 2011, spring break, back in my hometown, went to the first round games, and that's when Morehead State beats Louisville and Richmond beat Vanderbilt, and you get those back to back, and like Kenneth Faried became one of the most fun players to just follow for a weekend. And even looking at, like, on the other side, BYU was there with Jimmer Fredette. So you have opportunities, and then it is fun if there's someone that you can follow and root for like the rest of your life. Like, then Kenneth Faried ended up being a Denver Nugget, and I remember it all went back to watching him play for Morehead State in that moment. So sometimes you have those things. CJ, with your hand in the air.
One word answer, Gary. A1, Heinz 57, no sauce.
No sauce. Like, I get offended if you have sauce. Like, if I cringe if I'm at a nice restaurant and somebody asks for steak sauce. Like, I sink. Like, I want to just disappear I'm embarrassed on your behalf. And like, whatever, my father would put steak sauce on it. I'm not judging, although I guess I am. But I would never do it. If that steak is properly done, you do not need sauce. Now, I will say that I'm not anti-sauces in general. I just think there's something about the whole experience of a nice steak at a nice steakhouse that the steak sauce needs to stay put up. We're not dealing with that tonight.
The juice should be the sauce, right? The juice is the sauce.
If maximum, like a little butter, that's the only thing that sometimes I will let fly at a nice steakhouse. But usually just the steak.
Yeah, and I want to be clear. Like, if you put me in a private room and said, "Oh, GP, here's this sauce. I want you to try it," I'd probably try it, right? But just like I'm sitting in a steakhouse having a real meal, a chef made this. This is a nice piece of meat. I am not going to touch it with sauce. I will eat it as it was brought to me.
So
I think that's the way you have
about sauceless meat here on
that's the way you have
March Madness. Bennett, do you have a final game you want to ask about?
That's the way you have to treat a steak at a steakhouse. You consume it as it was presented to you.
Now, just one more real quick, GP. Give me a double digit seed that you think has potential to get it upset this weekend.
VCU over BYU. I've got the Rams actually in the Elite Eight. They're in that region with Duke. That tells you how much I think of everybody else in that region with Duke. I've got VCU as an 11 seed playing the Blue Devils in the 11 seed. The truth is, you gotta, I don't know that you gotta, but I want to try to pick upsets somewhere. Nobody will remember that you had Duke in the Elite Eight. Everybody's going to have Duke in the Elite Eight. But if VCU ends up in the Elite Eight, I'll go on a show somewhere and people will be like, and GP, you had the Rams in there. So you got to roll the dice for those somewhere. And that's a VCU team that I've seen a lot in person and on TV. They are a little bit like Memphis in the sense that, they are a team from a league that doesn't have very many other good teams. Although I think the Atlantic 10 is better than the AAC. But that's a proud program with real support and power conference players on the roster. Real quick story, Max Shulga played at VCU last year and was good. So good that he entered the transfer portal because he was told to get in there. And Villanova came up with an NIL package, and he committed to Villanova. He was going to Villanova. You could Google it. Max Shulga commits to Villanova. And the subhead would be for a lot of NIL. Well, at that point, Ryan Odom, who's now the coach at VCU, after they've had a string of successful coaches going all the way back to Anthony Grant, he went to his administration and his boosters that did a lot of the same stuff I'm sure Penny Hardaway has had to do, which is said, hey, listen, we do not have the conference affiliation that's going to set us up with the money to be able to compete with these Big East and Big Ten and ACC and SEC schools, but who do you want to be? Because I just got my player bought off campus by a Big East school. And if you want me to be a consistent NCAA tournament team, the best team in this league, I can't lose my players over money. Max Shulga didn't want to leave me, but he had to over money. And you know what they said? All right, let's fix that. Bring him back. Go buy him back. He went and bought him back. It was like, okay, Max Shulga took the money and then gave the money back to Villanova and said, no, I'm coming back to VCU. Joe Bamasel is a power conference player, played at Oklahoma. He's now at VCU. So they got real players like Memphis has real players. Memphis does not have an AAC roster, just like VCU does not have an A10 roster. I've got them going deep in this bracket, which means they'll probably lose by 20 later on today.
Okay, real quick, because we got a transfer of power here at the desk. Most vulnerable top 4 seed playing today.
I haven't thought about it in those terms, but I don't like the way Purdue has been playing lately, and they're playing a high point team that is top 25 in offensive efficiency, top 15 in 2-point offense field goal percentage. Purdue has, without Zach Edey, slipped into the 300s in 2-point defensive field goal percentage. There's a lot of statistical stuff in there that suggests that game could get close and maybe complicated for the Boilermakers, which of course means Purdue will win by 20 later on today.
GP, appreciate you as always. Enjoy.
One word.
Bye-bye.
Red or white wine with the steak. One word.
Vodka.
Hey. Cheers, Gary. I'm cheering.
But if I had to pick one, it would be red over white. Red over white, but vodka over both.
What excellent final advice here on our first section of College Hoops Mega Madness Show. Gary, you're going to join the Chris Vernon portion of the show tomorrow, so we will see you then. Stay sane.
Bye.
Enjoy the hoops. We'll see you then. CJ, Bennett, Lang Whitaker, myself will be back early tomorrow morning. I will be in Seattle, Washington, place of the Memphis Tigers taking on Colorado State tomorrow morning. But coming up next is the Chris Vernon Show crew. Vernon, Roser, Devin Walker will all be in here carrying you to the first games of the day. 11:15 a.m. tip between Creighton and Louisville. So we'll be off before then. They'll take over on the other side of this College Hoops Mega Madness Show here on Grind City Media.
Anticipate each challenge. Make a quick response. Capitalize on every opportunity. And win. Greatness won't wait. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st. And you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing compares to catching your Grizzlies IRL. And that all starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight. Put that jersey collection to use for the next game and get Grizzlies tickets at Ticketmaster. Whether they're here at FedEx Forum or on the road, Ticketmaster's got your back when it comes to scoring tickets. And there's no better brag than saying you saw it live.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Our fans have a huge impact on our ability to play to the level that we're striving for.
Drop off, Durant. Oh! Well, you wanted home crowd involvement.
I love those moments where you see our guys engaging in the fans and the fans just get pumped up.
They are standing in FedEx Forum.
I would hate to be on the other side with the opposition when FedEx Forum's rolling. That's such an unbelievable relationship that our group has with our fans.
Debo traded from San Francisco to the Commanders for a 5th-round pick. There's no other sport where you would get a player of his ilk for a 5th-round pick.
Over under total yards for Debo. If they set it at 1,000, you think he hits that over?
Total yards?
Total yards from scrimmage. Total yards.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The Odds Couple, live at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
We had big classic news from the Southern Heritage Classic last week when it was announced Arkansas Pine Bluff and Alcorn State will be the 2 classic participants.
Being a part of the classic is a big deal. It's the 3rd year for UAPB and the 1st year for Alcorn. So I'm just glad we were able to get it done.
Get all of your HBCU sports and culture news by tuning in to HBCU Huddle, with CJ Hurt and Mike Wallace. New episodes drop every Thursday on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and Spotify.
Live from downtown Memphis, this is the Chris Vernon Show on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Chris Vernon.
What, 9:30 on 9:30 GrindCityMedia.com. It's Chris Vernon Show. The Thursday, March 20th, 2025 edition of the show. NCAA Tournament starts today. Grizzlies depressed us last night. Let's do it. Turn it up. Hope everybody's having a good day. All right, we got a ton of stuff to get to. Obviously, the NCAA tournament is getting underway today at 11 o'clock. We'll help get you ready for that. Appreciate Alan Boston being in studio for the last couple of days and him helping us get ready for that. We will get into the Grizzlies game last night, not at great length, because that was outrageous. And the sign will come out at some point. But before I get to anything, I welcome John Roser to the show. John Roser, a.k.a. the Cologne Ranger, the Body Spray Bandit, Indoor Sec. Johnny Backpull, Johnny Bearcat. John Asparagus, Johnny Nick Carp. John Lance, the Grim Roser. Yogi Roser. John Quadrant. Hello, John.
Yeah, what's up? Then Mega Show. Thank God
Mega Show.
It's a Mega Show.
A Mega
It's
Show.
The College Hoops Mega Madness Show.
Oh, this is the Mega Show?
This is the Mega Show.
It's just us.
Because it goes from Jessica to us, and there's no break. It's just like a 2
It's a
minute.
Mega Show because Gary's not here.
Something like that. It's a Mega Show.
Devin Walker's here. He's the microphone mangler. Senor Quasadilla, Mr. Math, Navo Joe, the reporter, the photographer. He's Walker 93.
I don't know if there's anything mega about what happened last night, but I like the
I'll tell you this, brave choice wearing the Jerry Jackson All-Star jersey today.
I don't give a damn.
Brave choice.
And I'm a brave human because my guy.
Brave choice.
His slam cover drops today. Y'all finna stop this moment, bro.
Brave choice.
Slam cover drops.
Win a game.
Roser,
Slam cover
win a
drops
game.
at 10. Damn what they talk about. Let's go,
Roser,
Trip.
you should have worn your G.G. Jackson hustle jersey. After his 3 for 15 yesterday.
In 35 minutes.
In 35 minutes. We have got a who's
tough.
We've got a who's who of underachievers at this point.
Oh, man.
Slam cover, turn up.
Actually, they saw last night's game. He
Sounds like you should have been on the cover of Cat Fancy.
They actually saw last night's performance. He's no longer on the cover.
Hey, I don't care what y'all say, bro.
They're putting Doo-Wop Wreath is now on the cover.
They put Campa, Doo-Wop, what's that Campa dude?
Doo-Wop Wreath.
Doo-Wop Wreath
What's his
now.
name?
Huh?
What's number 33 on the Blazers?
Oh, the Tumani Kamara
Yeah,
or
whatever
whatever.
his name is. He on the
I
cover.
like him.
Do you?
Yes, he's good.
Reminds me of like Jamario Moon or somebody.
Tamari Kamara would be our best wing.
I mean, type.
I mean, no lies detected.
I mean, I rage quitted last night, so I mean.
You rage quit.
Yeah,
Did you break a TV?
No, I almost broke a computer though.
Good.
But I will say, y'all, keep swimming, y'all. We'll be all right.
Okay, so before we get into everything that we're going to get into, the Grizzlies and what took place last night, then, of course, the NCAA Tournament and what is going to be happening today. We get to enjoy all of today, and then tomorrow is the Memphis game, which hopefully we will enjoy a great deal. And I will tell you that so there are times, especially when there are tough times going on, when, usually if you see me wearing sunglasses on the show, things have either been going incredibly well or they've been going incredibly poorly, right? And I will tell you that today I am not doing this to be cool. I am doing this because my eyes are absolutely shot. I have expressed to you over the years that I think people feel like they know me, and I certainly have talked about things that go on in my life outside of what goes on with us watching sports all the time. And Rosa and Devin have both been well aware, but this last week for me has been as hard a week as I've had in a long, long time, because on Saturday, the day of the Tony Allen jersey retirement, it's something I have not talked about on the air because it's just too hard. So many of you know that we have a dog. You've seen it either on Twitter, on Instagram, or something over the years. You've certainly heard me and the guys talk about him a lot. I got a dog for my daughter 6 years ago. He's 6 years old, Charlie. And he has been our family dog, and he is the most loving, perfect dog you could ever imagine. And he got very, very sick on Saturday. And when he got very, very sick, I started to get very, very scared. I bought tickets for my wife and both of my kids to go to the game on Saturday night. And because I wanted them to experience it as well. I actually watched the game in the stands on Saturday night, the Tony night. I wasn't in my media seat. I had to go with the kids because my wife, right before I am about to leave to go to the game, to go to work for that night, our dog is getting more sick. At that point, we have no choice but to try to take him to the emergency room. I have to go to work. My wife ends up taking him to the emergency room. She is there while all the Tony stuff and me and the kids are at the game. She's at the emergency room for probably over 6 hours. We don't know what happened. We don't know if he got into something, if he ate something toxic, or what it could have been. But he wouldn't stop throwing up. And so we took him, and on Saturday, he was there, and they did all kinds of fluids, and they do whatever, and then they took all his blood tests, and they couldn't really figure out what was going on. And then they said that, hey, he does have this slightly elevated kidney level, so it is something to keep an eye on. In fact, if you can, go back on Monday, and when you go back on Monday, we'll check it. And so I take him on Monday back up to an animal hospital, and we're trying to figure out what's going on with them. And they come back in, and I don't know how many of you have ever experienced this, but I end up breaking down in the room because his levels have spiked like extremely high, like to the point where it's like it could be fatal. And it's also overwhelming. He is running around. Nothing is wrong with him on Friday. And then Saturday this happens. And now by Monday,
they are having the conversation of, hey, here's what we can try. But you never know, right? And when they say that, and then they say, because dogs obviously have to have their kidneys, and obviously we will do what we can, and then they start talking to you about what the humane thing to do and as soon as those words came out, of course I lose it. I have cried more in the last, that's the reason I'm wearing sunglasses. I have cried more in the last 4 days than I have in years. This is like truly man's best friend. I love this dog. And I was just battling with the idea of I'm going to lose him. And it's my daughter's 11. She loves him. Obviously, I can't explain everything that's going on to her. I just try to explain, hey, they're trying to make Charlie better. So I've been taking him to the hospital every day for this week. Every morning when I drop him off, I bawl. Every day when I pick him up, I bawl. And I got him home on Tuesday, and he was just totally lethargic. And I'm like, oh, my God. And it's like coming to terms with stuff, right? And then yesterday, I take him again, and I pick him up in the afternoon. And when I pick him up in the afternoon, he, like, runs right over to me. And he jumps up on the couch, and I'm like, are you starting to feel like yourself? Then we get him home, but he's so wasted from the day. I mean, he's been pumped with antibiotics and fluids and everything just all day because you're trying to do everything you can. And so, of course, I have been just an absolute nervous wreck every time I'm not on the show, right? Because he is omnipresent. He is the dog that is there the second I walk in the door, and he is next to me all the time. Every time I'm in the house, you guys have been around. He is next to me.
Yeah, he's
right. And so when I walk into the living room and I don't see him, I break down all over again. When I walk into the house and he's not standing there, I break down all over again. And so it's been horrible, like truly horrible. And I take him in this morning, and what they're going to do is they go for 3 straight days, and they're going to give him all the fluids, and they're going to give him all the antibiotics. But I understand, and that's why it's been so hard. I understand the reality of the situation, right? That those levels were crazy, like to the point it's kidney failure, right? And you can't survive. So anyways, I'm texting these guys through it. They know what I've been through. And I tell them, like, I will try to, I come in, I try to do these shows, and then I go right back to being all upset all over again. Now, I texted them a couple nights, the other night, and I said, Roser had asked me, how's he doing? And I told him, look, I talked to him, and I said, we need a miracle, basically.
Yeah.
We need a miracle. So pray about this, because we need a miracle. Today was going to be the day that he was going to have to get his levels checked all over again. I could not sleep at all last night. I woke up this morning. I started crying all over again. It was just been horrible. At about 8:20 this morning, I get a call, and as soon as I see the number pop up on my phone, I missed the call, and I saw the number. I know it's the animal hospital, and I just have an absolute panic attack. I'm like, oh my God. I don't even want to call back. And I call back, and they said, yes, Mr. Vernon, yes, we'll go get the doctor. Like, why is she calling me already, right? Like, why? And she calls me, and she says, Chris, I wanted to call you immediately. She goes, the other vet from the emergency room the other night has showed up this morning as well to bring in her dogs. And she's here with me. And we just went through it, and we just ran every test on him. And it is a miracle. We have never seen this. His levels are totally back to normal. And I just lost it. I mean, I'm in my driveway. It's one of those moments you'll never forget in your whole life. I lost it. And I'm like, you cannot be serious. Because I knew what that call was. And it was not what I thought. And of course, I'm like just firing off questions. And she's like, I don't know what to tell you. Like the other vets here, we're looking at the numbers right now. His kidney function is totally normal. I guess it worked. I guess it's a miracle. And I was like, you can't be serious.
Yo.
And she's like, he doesn't need anything. You can come get him. And I said, I got to go do a show, and I will come get him right after the show. I said, do I need to do anything? Do I need to give him any medicines? Do I need to give him a special diet? She goes, his kidney function's normal. I can't believe it either. And so I want to give a special shout out. She is a long-time Grizzlies season ticket holder, my vet, Angie Vinkus. And she is the absolute best. And I said, Angie, you are a godsend. And she goes, this is why we do what we do. Because sometimes there can be a chance. And he does not need to do any of the treatments today. His level, the levels are all right. And oh my God. You want to talk about overwhelmed? I have prepared myself for 4 straight days for the worst news possible. Not because I wanted it to be, because it was just, coming to terms with reality. Like, this is what the reality of it is. And I can't express to people how much, I've tried to, I don't think people that don't have dogs can understand. But over and over and over again, I am a true believer that dogs teach you life lessons and things about yourself that you just can never learn otherwise. About whether it's about unconditional love, whether it's about protection, whether it's about, all manner of things. And obviously with this one, right, where I am so terrified about the outcome and feeling like he doesn't know. And so anyways, to Germantown Parkway Animal Hospital and to everybody over there, I was always positive whenever I had to get in front of them, and that he's going to do this. He's going to make it through. He's a fighter. If there's a miracle that can happen, it will happen to him. And it's truly a miracle. And I've been so overwhelmed this morning that I did not give a shit that the Grizzlies lost to the Trailblazers last night. And when I tell you there are lessons you can learn from a dog, when there's something that can happen like that in your life, that game I didn't care at all. I probably would have woke up on another day, and that mattered so much to me, and I'm so despondent, and I can't believe what's happened, and I can't believe that this happened. But the fact that I mean, you got to remember, I'm thinking it's the NCAA tournament, and I knew his tests were today, and this is going to be the day in conjunction with the NCAA tournament and Memphis playing tomorrow. In the meantime, the only thing that I was concerned with is, oh my God, they're going to tell me that we tried, we did. Because what's gone through my head 100,000 times, and I'm sure this has happened to a lot of other pet owners, is there is that feeling of they want you to feel like you're doing everything that you can to show how much you care about the dog. But in reality, they know too. Like, this may be a lost cause. It could just be that the die is cast, as they say. And instead, that was not the case with this. And so I have been mentally preparing myself for the last several days in order, because, I've got a daughter to deal with this too, right? And she's just been intensely positive, and everything that happens with her, everything that happens with her is overwhelming as well, right? Because I see my daughter reacting to it, talking to him all the time. You're gonna be okay, buddy. Whatever. Like, I have had and when I tell you about the crying thing and why I'm wearing so, like, literally everything set me off. I've never had an experience like this, honestly. Like, maybe like, it's been years and years, over a decade, certainly, since I've had an experience like this where just everything set me off. Everything, right? Anytime I looked at him and I didn't feel like he was himself. Anytime, like, I'll tell you the worst one. The worst one was I had to hold this together. We went, and my daughter saw the bill, and she knows how expensive it was. You know, it is what it is, right? I would have paid every penny I have to make this happen. And she says to me, she goes, "I will give you all my money if it will help." And I mean, you are, dude, I lost it. And I couldn't in front of her. But the second I got home, I just had to run to a room and just lose it all over again. Because I'm like, she's going to, what do I tell her? What do I tell her?
She just wanted her best
Because
friend
I know
to be okay.
I know what news is coming on Thursday. And this morning, that was not the news. Damn. And, dude.
Hey,
like,
we love to see it.
God
bro.
is good.
Shout out,
God
man.
is good.
God is good all
And
the time. For sure,
God
man.
is good.
Damn.
Thank you guys for your prayers. And thank Angie Zinkis and Susanna Mays over at the animal hospital that helped him along and have been watching him. And Angie, who, as I told you, she sits down low at the Grizzlies game, has been a long-time season ticket holder. She could not wait to call me this morning and tell me I've never seen this. But this is why they do what they do. And so, anyways, all's well. And look, I'm going to have the greatest sports viewing experience of my life over this weekend with my little buddy sitting next to me. And I didn't know if last night, if he was feeling badly because he had been dealing with kidney failure, or if he was watching the Grizzlies Trailblazers with me. It was hard. I was like, buddy, are you seeing this? Like, of course you're depressed. I am too.
Yeah, which offensive rebound made you more depressed?
Bro, they had 65 rebounds.
Bro. Every time the ball hit out the rim, they got the ball.
Did we score?
In fairness, 4.5 minutes into the game. Go look at your text.
4.5 minutes into the game.
Not later.
Let me go look. Hold on.
Is it we?
4.5 minutes into the game.
We suck.
I start to ignore y'all.
Is it the we suck
I
one?
start to ignore y'all.
What's the first one I sent? As soon as I
20 points in 4 minutes and 30
yeah.
seconds. Disgusting. Yeah, that happened.
The one before that was we suck, dude.
We suck.
Yeah.
That was bad, bro.
We gave up 20 points in the first 4.5 minutes.
You know how hard it is to do?
I was like, why?
In
Like,
your
what
defense,
happened here?
I got that same text from, like, I'm not kidding you, like at least 6 friends last night.
I didn't even
We suck.
I didn't even need to see the rest of the game. We gave up 20 points in the first 4.5 minutes to the Portland Trailblazers.
Exactly. Emphasis on the Portland Trailblazers.
Look, and I don't want to look.
Didn't they have Vija look like a
I
freaking
don't want to be
superstar?
down. This is a positive day.
Pick
It's a
your head
great
up.
day for me.
I told you. Look.
Last night was the first night. I'm not kidding. Last night was the first night where I went, oh my God, we might not make the playoffs. That really happened to me.
It hit you? It hit you?
Yes.
In the chest?
Look at the standings.
Oh, trust me. I looked at it right before I rage quitted.
I'm like, we're going to be in the play-in?
Yeah.
And we could lose 2 games in the play-in. They've never even dawned on me. We were a 2 seed 5 days ago.
Yeah,
So
3 days ago.
where we said
We might be in the play-in.
So remember we said the Blazers?
Here it goes.
Here is a not so fun fact. Remember we said the Blazers in their last.
You never have any fun facts.
Yeah,
So stop acting like you might give us a fun fact.
I could give you a fun
Every
fact.
fact you give us is not
I
fun.
could give
fun. It's
especially now it's
depressing
not
as hell.
fun. Especially,
All right, depressing fat guy.
in their last 29 games, the Portland Trailblazers are now 18 and 11.
I'm going to throw this water on you.
What are we?
17 and 12.
Oh my God.
I'm
The
gonna throw this water
Blazers
on
have
you.
been a game better than us now in the last 29 games.
The Blazers, we beat them by 45 3 months ago.
We did do that. We thought they were the worst team to ever be created 4 months ago. and then they just beat us last night. I hate your fun facts, by the way.
It wasn't
That
really
was
a
not
fun
a fun
fact.
fact.
It wasn't fun.
Now, can
It
you
was
stop
not a
labeling
fun
fun
fact.
facts then? Can you give us like a
I just like a-
moderately like
Your facts are never fun.
They're not,
Depressed
it's not
fact.
not a fun fact. I need another word to use for it, but I need the alliteration.
sad fact.
No, it's not alliteration. You know.
Effed up facts.
Stupid ass facts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Effed facts. Yeah. Something like that.
Roser, we're already depressed, bro.
What are we gonna do?
Pray to God. It gets better. That's all I got. Or ask Dory.
Did trading Marcus Smart actually kill us?
I mean, he may have been the.
What's our record since the trade deadline?
Give me a second. I think it's like 9-11. Hold on.
We have a losing record since the trade deadline?
Let me double check. Hold on, I got you.
Go ahead and say it, Roser. It wasn't Marcus. It was
Jake LaRavia.
Because
Because he actually played.
Was he holding the team together?
He actually played.
8-11.
Was he holding the team together?
Might have been.
8-11 since the trade deadline.
8-11?
Yeah. I
There's
was right
no way
about
we've
that.
won 8 games.
Bro,
Oh, sure. We just won 4 in a
Yeah,
row.
we won 4 in a
Memphis is
row.
8-11 since trade deadline, bro. You think I'm stupid?
Miami, Utah, Phoenix, New Orleans, Dallas, Phoenix, Orlando.
Are we to acceptance?
Nah, bro. Look, Vernon, I told you, bro.
We've won.
All right.
Keep
Gas
your
me up.
head-
Why can this turn around?
Because
Ja hasn't played?
Because Ja hasn't played.
He doesn't.
He doesn't play.
That's all I got for y'all, bro. Because 12 hasn't played, and hopefully at some point, I hope in the next 2 weeks. They said it happened in Atlanta. I need it to happen again. Somebody got to throw a chair. Somebody needs to throw a chair.
Who threw a chair in Atlanta?
They said DeMarco Cole tweeted out yesterday they had a conversation behind closed doors.
Oh, a
They
conversation.
did after they lost to Atlanta. They had a heart-to-heart, a big film session where they called each other out on defense.
Well, I need y'all to have another
And the
damn
defense
heart-to-heart.
has not gotten better.
Hey, y'all.
We had the worst defense ever.
Hey.
DeMichael Cole called it Swiss cheese.
Yeah.
It was Swiss cheese.
But when you have Luke Kennard and Desmond Bain, who is stopping ball?
And Edie is unplayable
Right.
versus any coach with a brain.
Dude, come on.
Here's the thing. Here's the equals. Does your coach have a brain? And then it diverges. Yes, Edie is unplayable. No, Edie is playable.
That's tough. Does your coach have a brain?
Unfortunately for us, Chauncey Billups has a brain.
Dude, they play for him, man.
They play hard too.
They
That's
do.
That's
And
the thing
and
too.
you know
That
what
is
they-
the difference, bro. These dudes got what 35? How many offensive rebounds?
Dude, you know what else they have that some of these teams have that we don't? They have athletes.
Effort.
Like, they got athletes, man. Like, Duop Reith is an athlete.
Okay,
Shaden
okay.
Sharp is an athlete.
Bro, they all and
started
look
with
on
Duop
the whole like just play hard.
Just play hard.
Okay,
Playing hard
dude,
does. I mean, yeah, that helps a lot.
Please.
Look, there is a level that Denny Avdia was at that nobody on the Grizzlies was 50% of. Nobody. You watch that first half, what do you have, 24 in the first half? It was like, this guy is the best player on the floor in this game.
26.
And it is straight. So he only had 2 in the second half?
he almost had a
he had 26 in the first half.
Yeah, he almost had a
26 in the
triple double,
first
by the way.
You had 16 rebounds.
That's what I'm saying. Like you
I'm
said,
telling you,
another level, bro.
I just told you, Denny Avdia was at a different level than everybody else. And that's not because Denny Avdia is infinitely more talented than his peers. It is because Denny Avdia cares and plays harder than his peers. End of story.
Yeah.
I loved him in that game. I lamented the fact that that's who we were playing against.
He was playing so
It's like,
hard,
why does this guy care this much?
Yeah.
This guy's on a 30-39 team. This guy is giving everything he's got every minute he is out there. And I'm like, yo, where's that? Where's that? Where's the guy that's like, what, are you too cool? You too cool?
Come on, bro.
Because why is Denny Avdia not too cool? It's just also, it's also depressing, honestly. Bro,
stinks.
again, how many times have I said this? And I said this the night of the Tony Allen documentary. You heard me when I was sitting up there, Deb.
Mm-hmm.
I said the best thing I could say about those teams, I say, in the end, you're about to see Tony Allen. You just watched a documentary about Tony Allen. You saw Tony Allen's number go up in the rafters. So this has been a very nostalgic year where we have looked back a lot on a team that played here over a decade ago and yet is still totally beloved. And I said, that team made one Western Conference Finals. That team had early exits, but nobody ever thought the reason that they became legends and the reason that they are beloved here is because every game you felt like they gave it everything they had. If it wasn't good enough, then it wasn't good enough.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't because they didn't leave it all out on the floor. Their heart was there beating on the floor, and if they lost, they were at a talent discrepancy. And the reason they were so good is because they played so hard and because they cared so much and they played together as a unit. But a guy went out there with literally a broken face where his family told him, do not go out on the court.
I got to be out there with my team.
I have to be. Tony tried to run on a torn hamstring. Like, you saw these kind of things happen over and over again. And people honored that. And people said, this is, look, as I've told you, and I've told you this, there are so many lessons that can be learned from sports. And one of those, you guys know, if you were to ask both of my kids who play, have played sports since the time they could play sports, both of them will tell you. The conversations I have with them in the car are never about how many points they scored. It's not even about whether their team won or lost. None of that. It is always, give it everything you have when you get your chances. When you're out there, you give it everything you have. If it's not good enough, it's not good enough. That's the way life is. That's the lesson here. But give it everything you have, and you're going to be able to sleep at night. Like, it's going to hurt when you lose, for sure.
Yeah.
But you know what's not going to hurt? Knowing that you did everything you could to try to win. You gave everything you could to try to make it happen. And sometimes it's not going to be good enough. That's the reality of sports. It's the lessons that it teaches you. That's what's driving us as a group.
I think it is
crazy.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Because there is no way they can say with a straight face to us, they could watch that game back and say, I gave it everything I had. I left it out on the floor.
There's one guy I will give him credit because I feel like he will do anything to win. Scotty.
Shout out Scotty. Scotty's played hard.
I left it out there.
And fighting.
Yes.
But it's just like,
But why is that Scottie Pippen?
Exactly.
Right?
He's clawing, bro. Scrapping.
I can't imagine they could watch that tape in good conscience and say, I gave it everything I had. We fell short, but I left it all out there. That's a gut check, man. You're not leaving it all out there.
Yeah, bro.
No.
This is not a talent problem.
No.
We saw this team play at a higher level. This is not a scheme problem. They've had the same scheme.
It's right here, bro.
This is a internal heart problem. You got to play. Why don't you care? Why are you they're recording this, right?
Yeah. People can see
they're
people can
recording
see
this.
you like the Cat Williams. I can see you, bro. Like on offense, because the thing is, like, offense is not an issue.
Of course, everybody likes playing offense.
But the defensive parts is the problem.
That's
the heart.
That's the heart.
Like, it's just like too much.
Defense is effort.
Yeah, it's like, bro. What
Defense is effort and communication. Being on a string. Picking up for one another. And it's like, it feels like they've just lost their will. Their will to defend. Come on, bro. If you've given up 70 points to that team has been, you mentioned their record, it's all on defense.
It's all defense, bro.
They're not good offensively. Even with this good record, they've won with defense. And it's like, why is that team playing defense? And you're not. It sucks.
Yeah.
They're going to get killed by the Clippers.
I mean,
I'm
if
sorry.
they play with that effort, they're going to.
You walk in like that?
Oh, yeah, they're going to kill
throw
you.
a chair or something, bro. Flip something over.
Shock me.
Because the Clippers are
Throw,
going
like,
to get
run
physical.
into some, break an elevator, do something.
We need something dramatic to happen.
Like,
seriously.
Yeah, somebody do something.
Because
I'm so tired of watching that shit.
You and me too. This is falling apart.
And I'm sleepy.
Yeah.
I've had a hard.
I gotta stay up and watch it.
Thank God. I know.
like it's like 11 o'clock and I'm like, bro.
I was done in the third quarter.
I'm like, yo.
And I honestly, I was
y'all.
done in the third quarter, and I was glad I was, because I woke up this morning and saw we scored about 5 points in the fourth until the last minute.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
Like, just play with heart, guys, please. Just play with heart. That's all I want. Just play hard.
You know they have a level they are not playing at.
Yeah.
That's what upsets us.
Of course.
We have rooted for all manner of teams that don't have a level. Their record since the trade deadline is an effort record. Because we've seen them play at a different level than that. We know they have the ability to do that. Where is that? And to be playing, while other teams are playing their best basketball down the stretch, to be playing your worst basketball down the stretch just makes it so hard to watch.
Especially everybody in the freaking on the West, bro. Everybody in the West hooping right now. From Minnesota to the Lakers, like
the Warriors.
Only team that's struggling right now is the freaking Cavs. They've lost 3 in a row, but whatever. We saw how good they are.
Save us Penny.
Yeah.
Give us something to change our attitudes, because if Memphis can win tomorrow against Colorado State, our attitude changes dramatically. Like, it's something to care about. It's something to, and that is what I have loved about this Memphis team. I told you that when they, I was so inspired by what they did against UAB. When UAB has all the reason to play like it's do or die, and you're able to stand up to that even without one of your best players, and you're able to show that, like, Memphis does what they do because of their effort. I have never questioned that team's effort. They may not have a good enough, and it's a thrown together team, but like, they give it everything they've got, and they need to give it everything they've got tomorrow, because we need something to latch on to. Something to latch on to tomorrow against Colorado State. I had to, in my very weird emotional state, given my emotional swings over the last couple of days, I had to get up this morning and I had to make decisions. And so if my bracket is terrible, I'm going to blame it on everything that I've gone through over the course of the last week, because
that's fair.
I have been very emotionally up and down. And then this morning, it's like, hey, the game started at 11. I've got to fill out all of these brackets. I've got all these emails, all these people trying to get me in their things. I got guys that are putting them together, friend groups that are putting together bracket things. My daughter had to do one for school. My son had to do one for school. And it's like, all right, I still need to fill out my bracket. And so I went and filled out my bracket this morning. And then the second I pressed done, I was like, this probably stinks. So,
I mean, everybody thinks their bracket stinks, though, bro.
But mine usually does. I will say, I have PTSD on the bracket thing. I really do. So the best bracket I ever had, and I won like a ton of, contests, including one at my golf course where I won a $500 gift certificate to the pro shop. That was awesome. And that was the year. And I had the final 2 teams. I had Virginia versus Texas Tech. that one was only because I thought Virginia was awesome, so I had them. But I really only took Texas Tech because of Sip, who I got to hang out with this weekend. Glenn Cyprian, who was the father figure for Tony Allen. Sip was on that staff at Texas Tech, and so I wanted to root for him. So really that wasn't some kind of unbelievable basketball acumen as much as it was I just picked the guy that I knew and I wanted to root for. So I had him in there. But every time I fill this out, the reason I have PTSD is there one that you remember. I have two.
Oh, I have one for sure. I know
over
mine.
The years.
I know mine, bro.
Okay, over the years that you filled it out and something happened like early in the tournament that just demolished your bracket and it was like, okay, like they either lost in the first round or the second round and, you know, you had them winning the title or you had them winning, being in the Final Four or whatever. Is there any that stand out to you?
There's plenty of them. I think I had St. Mary's in the Final Four last year. They lost in the first round of Grand Canyon. I think there was one year everybody did. Everybody got killed. Literally everybody. Like I remember ESPN said it was like, I don't know, however many high percentage of brackets. Michigan State was a 2 seed, and this year they had Denzel Valentine.
The worst one.
And they lost to MTSU in the first round to a 15 seed.
I had them
MTSU.
Winning the title.
Yeah. Everybody had Michigan State in the Final Four there because they were rolling, and they got knocked out.
Listen to
everybody
this.
got killed.
Listen to this. That one was so traumatic that I remember where we were at 7:30. We were at 7:30 when this happened. And they start getting killed. It's on I remember I had that TV in the studio, and I'm watching it, and they start getting killed. And I'm like, they're going to come back. They're going to come back. They're going to come back. And then I remember watching it. I pulled it up on my phone as I was driving home in my car, and it was, I lost. That was like on the first day. I lost my national champion immediately.
Yeah.
Kermit Davis and MTSU. The other one is I have never lost more money than I lost betting against UCLA. I bet against them Hey, now listen to this. From the first four.
Oh, damn.
They should not have. They won in nefarious ways against Michigan State, I believe who it was. In the first round, in the first four. Is that who they beat? I think it was who they beat. I think they beat Michigan State. And
yeah, they did. It was
but it was a crazy circumstance.
Yeah.
And I was like, these idiots, they shouldn't have won then. They're not any good.
Oh.
And then, so dude, how about this? Sometimes you can like be betting against a team and you bet against them and right, like there's only like 4 games or something like that. No, we added in an extra one. The first 4, and then they made it to the title game against Gonzaga, and then they like went to overtime, right? Like I could not stop. I lost against them every single round. Every round. I picked and bet against them because I just didn't believe in it.
You should have believed in them.
And so I got 2 sides of this, right? I have the team that I've picked that gets bounced early, and then the team that I don't believe in that I just bet against the entire time. And both of them are so traumatic that now I have PTSD when I fill out these brackets because I don't want to pick like against like the awesome team.
Yeah.
I don't want to pick against the awesome team because I'm like, all right, they're like, really? How stupid am I going to feel when they make a run? But on the other hand, I'm terrified because of the stupid Michigan State thing over here. It's like, which one of these is going to break my heart? Which is the one I should really roll with? And then I just get paralysis by analysis and just end up having to click it.
That's why you just do it. That's why you just do this, bro. That's what I did. I just opened my bracket. I just did it, and I was done with it. But my one, and I'll tell y'all this every single year. I hate this person because of this season. From this day, 2010, 2011, I was a junior in high school. Loved the North Carolina Tar Heels. Loved Kendall Marshall. Loved Dexter Strickland. Loved that whole team. Harrison Barnes is a bitch ass.
He's the one.
He shot like 7 for 21 against Kentucky in the Elite 8, and I've never forgiven him.
This is why you hate. So Kendall Marshall didn't play.
He got. I think he played.
He got hurt.
Yeah,
he was hurt.
It was Dexter Strickland and Harrison Barnes out there, and I'm like, bro, Harrison Barnes, make a shot, bro. And to this day, every time I see him, what do I tell y'all? I hate that dude.
Yeah.
So I tell you this.
There's another one.
This is
2012. Dude, I made the song. Remember, I did the song to Creed's "My Sacrifice," my Final Four.
Yeah.
And I picked Missouri to win it all. Dude, they lost to Norfolk State in the first round as a 2 seed. That's the team that had Phil Pressey, Kim English, Michael Dixon, who then went on to play for the Tigers. That's also brackets got killed that year too. That's the year C.J. McCollum and Lehigh beat Duke as a 15-2. There were 2 15s that beat 2s that year.
All right,
I just do that now, Vernon. Just do it. Open your bracket up, bro. That's what you do. Don't even overthink.
No, but I already have.
Just hit
I've already overthought it.
Just hit it and then close it.
Let me tell you this. This is what happened. This is embarrassing and terrible. What happened to me? So yesterday, I get a text yesterday afternoon from our own Lang Whitaker. He's like, "Hey man, I've got to do this Grind City Media newsletter.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to do that.
I need you to send me your champion and why." So I was like, all right, I got to do this quick. Because if I don't do it right now, right when I see the text, I'm going to forget about it. And then he's going to remind me and he's going to be frustrated with me. Like, dude, you always do this. You never, right? It's like one of those things where if I see it, I have to get it done right then or I'm not going to get it done. So I was like, I had just looked at a mock draft. I had just looked at it. And as I was going through the mock draft, I'm like, damn, bro. This whole first round is like littered with Duke guys. And I was like, all right, well, what we know is generally over the course of NCAA history, we usually look back and they've got like, at minimum 2, but usually like 3 pros on all of these teams, right? Like you can look back at even the last couple of years, and you look back and it's like, oh wow, Cam Spencer's even in, getting NBA minutes, and Stephon Castle and Donovan Clingan, and it's like, in the end, even and that Villanova team, people were like, they don't really have a lot of pros, and then you look up and Jalen Brunson and Donte DiVincenzo and Miguel like they're all all pros, all of them, and it's like they weren't very highly ranked, right, in terms of those. So I'm looking at it and I'm going, geez, man, whether it's Concanoople, whether it's Cooper Flag, and so I sent back to him, over the course of NCAA history, typically you've got a lot of, you've got multiple pros on your team. Duke has multiple pros and including the number 1 pick in the draft. So I went with Duke. This morning, I did not pick Duke in any of my brackets.
See? Bro, you got to stop overthinking it,
I didn't. I had Bama beating them in all of them because I couldn't have that many number 1 seeds.
See, that's the thing. You're like, bro, you like looking like
I know. I was thinking it through, and I was like, I know that there's not going to be number 1 seeds. I know it's not going to be 4 1s. It's just not.
Nah. It's
right?
It's never
so I got to figure out who am I putting in there that's not a number 1. Like, who are the number 1s that are going to get knocked off? And I know I picked the wrong ones of those. I love Sears, so I picked Bama. Right?
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I try to, envision, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I've got ultimate respect for Houston, so I had Houston there. So I had Bama, I had Houston. I couldn't find anybody to beat Auburn.
I don't think I did either.
So I had them. And then in the bottom, I'm like, all right, I can't have another number 1. So I put St. John's there.
That was because of the 2 seed, just to make it look different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
So my Final Four is Auburn, St. John's, Houston, and Bama.
Wow. Really went out on a limb with your bracket there. Great Final Four. Chalk City.
Damn.
It's 2 1s and 2 2s.
I've got all 4 1s.
You sucker.
I was like, I did the bracket. I'm like,
you can't find anybody to beat him.
I can't find anybody. I'm like, am I going to trust Rick Barnes to beat Houston? Would I do that?
I have Memphis in the Sweet 16 and losing to Florida.
Me too.
We all 3 do.
Yeah.
Okay.
If they beat them, I'll be glad. I will be happy.
Yeah,
over the moon. But we watched Florida play, bro. My Florida.
We ain't got Florida.
Yeah,
talent.
Florida.
No,
they move at a
that's
different
a different
tempo.
level.
Yeah, they move at a different tempo. Yeah, you said I think mine is kind of similar to yours. I got Auburn, Florida, Bama, and Houston. That's my Final Four. So I got 3 1s and a 2.
Oh,
I got 3 1s and a 2.
We're close.
Except your 2 is
the
St.
only
John's.
thing I have is St. John's, and you have Florida.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, my 2 is Bama. Your 2 is St. John's.
No, I have Bama.
Oh, you got Bama in yours?
Yeah, you have 2 2s.
Yeah, I have 2 2s.
Oh, you
get 2 1s
I
and 2
have
2s.
Bama. I have Bama over Duke.
Okay, yeah, bet.
And again, I'm just like on the Bama thing. This is just the math. Like I think, all right, can they make these threes enough? And Bama's high level is high, bro.
High,
they can put 110 on you.
And not many college teams can score 80 points.
We'll see about our Grant Nelson.
Yeah, right. But again, as long as you can get to that next weekend, right?
Dude, when I did with Duke, I'm serious. I looked at Duke.
I'm
and
worried
I thought,
about the flag thing.
Yeah, me too.
I looked at their bracket. I looked at their side of the bracket. I said the only time they're going to need Cooper Flag is if they play Alabama in that region.
I'll tell you
I
this.
think they can win every game without him until they get to play them. Until they had to play Alabama.
I will tell you that. I would tell you this. This is very, very, very similar. To me, when I was filling out theirs, and again,
yeah,
let me make the caveat. I'm probably for sure wrong about this, but I got a little Memphis-y flashback because we were, if I recall, we were top right as well in this bracket.
We were.
And our hardest game was Mississippi State.
It was.
And so when I filled that out, I was like, oh, damn. That is not – I have a different respect for Mississippi State. I think anybody that lives here has a different respect for Mississippi State because
we watched them
watched them destroy. They look like a completely different level of team. They had one play where a guy went down, stole the ball, laid it up, it missed off the rim. Another guy got the offensive rebound, put it back up, missed off the rim, and a third guy came behind him and tomahawked it. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah. What is this team?
And it's all and you remember I texted you guys during that game. I still remember it vividly. I texted you guys during the game and I was like, bro, this is the only team Memphis has played that I would not want to fight to break out. I was like, these guys have got some dogs on this team. And they fly around, they got athletes, and I was like, so when I saw Mississippi State and Duke, I was like, oh, like they are mega athletes. They got some real athletes on that Mississippi State team, and I could see them giving Duke a run for their money.
Yeah, Duke got the
if
talent.
If they ain't got flag.
Yeah. Duke got talent, but I feel like them dogs get up. They get up.
I'm serious. Like
them dogs get up in
I
here,
will
boy.
tell you, and Rose will tell you, the second round of the NCAA tournament in 2008, when we made it to the Final Four and to the title game, that second round game was the closest game we played. Jamont Gordon, who was a McDonald's All-American at one point, was on that Mississippi State team, and they had a shot at the buzzer, I believe.
Yeah.
It was terrifying.
It was. Yeah, they had
and
Jamont
then
Gordon, Ben
it was on
Hansbrough,
and it was Rick
Rhodes,
Stansbury who's been on
Jarvis
this Memphis staff.
Fernando.
Yeah, they had they had athletes and they had this one guy in Jamont Gordon, and then you played Texas and Michigan State and all, and you just buried them the rest of the way. But the hardest game was that one to get to the Sweet 16 against Mississippi State, and so I'm looking at this bracket and I'm like, bro, Cooper Flagg's injury looked pretty bad. If they don't have him, like Mississippi State, if Baylor beat Mississippi State, I think that's better for Duke. I think it's better for Duke. But if they have to play Mississippi State, like that feels like it shouldn't be, but I don't know, man. That was the one that, like, I would never pick that to happen. And much like the C.J. McCollums and the Karis LeVert and the Denny Advias, for that matter, of the world, our opinion in Memphis might be just way too high. Right? Like, I think Karis LeVert is amazing because every time I see him play against the Grizzlies, right? And so we just may have saw Mississippi State on the best thing ever. Like, I watched Mississippi State play Auburn without Janai Broome and get trucked. And I was like, oh, my God. But that told me, I felt like, I don't know, I felt like that told me more about Auburn. That's why I was like, as I kept writing Auburn down, like, Auburn, to me, the Texas A&M thing is the scary one.
Yeah, that's going to be a battle.
The Texas A&M one is the scary one.
That'll be a battle.
And it's a familiarity thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You typically wouldn't, in many cases, right? Like, when Memphis played against Michigan State, Memphis plays against Texas and those teams, whatever, like, they never felt Memphis. They don't know anything. And then they get trucked, and it's like, what is happening? Like, you have felt Auburn if you're Texas A&M. You've been able to you beat them.
Yeah.
So you don't have, like, this
fear like other teams.
Yeah, no. Like, we know. And we know how to play against them. We know how to make them ineffective. So that's the one to me. And again, A&M may not even get there. You don't know. But I just, as I kept going through, those are the ones that it was hard for me to find somebody. I mean, honestly, I did not want to pick against Florida in one of these setups.
Nah, me either.
And it took until I got to St. I was like, fine, I'll take St. John's.
Do you have any, like, upsets where you like, I feel amazing about this?
No. I don't have any.
No, like, double digit.
If
like,
you go by
that I feel amazing about?
That you feel like, okay, not amazing. How about half decent about?
If you go by Ken Palm, there's only 2 first-round upsets that should happen.
Okay, we're not playing numbers, but we're not playing basketball games.
Well, one of them's Colorado State.
The other one's Baylor over Mississippi State.
Yeah, we're not playing basketball.
Those are the only 2. There's only 4 in the entire tournament if you just go by that.
Okay, well, let me give you this.
There will be more than that.
We're playing real basketball.
Also, last night, Texas should have won.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And God, who was it? American? Who was it? No, Mount St. Mary's. They destroyed them. They destroyed American last night.
Yeah.
The Mount St. Mary's team. That was the first game.
Yeah, first game.
That took place.
I was not tapped in, but yeah.
Lower seed.
You would like, what's your like lower seed that's like you got something to make some shake?
I need to look at the one that I need to look at the one I filled out online so I can tell you.
Pull up the app. You got the app, don't it?
Huh?
Oh, you got the app?
Yeah.
Hit that app.
I'm going to.
My only one I got that maybe to make some shake is probably that Grand Canyon team. But I have them losing to Memphis.
I took Grand Canyon too.
You got any double digit C's, Rose, and make some shake?
Any double digits? Yo, dude. Drake. I got Drake winning. I got Grand Canyon winning.
Drake!
I got North Carolina. This Ole Miss North Carolina is tough for me.
I will say I have.
I got UC San Diego beating Michigan.
I got McNeese in my Sweet 16. That's my biggest double digit jaunt.
I've got Xavier beating Illinois. Every time I hear people talk about Illinois, they think Illinois sucks. So I'm like, okay, cool.
Wait. All right, so we all have San Diego?
Yeah, I got San Diego.
Okay.
What about McNeese? I got McNeese in my Sweet 16.
I have Marquette going and beating Michigan State. That's an upset.
That would be an
That's
upset.
Just because of Cam. I'm just rooting for him.
Yeah.
I have Grand Canyon.
Okay.
For fun. Oh, Drake. I have Drake going to the Elite Eight.
What, you do?
No. Yes. Sweet 16.
Okay.
I have Drake beating Missouri, and I have Drake beating Texas Tech.
Damn.
D2 Drake.
D2 Drake.
Yeah, that was the one I wanted to latch on to.
Yeah,
so they're an 11. That's low, right?
That's low. Yeah, that's a double digit.
Okay,
seed.
so Drake. I think I took High Point for fun.
I did too. I took High
just
Point.
just for fun. Liberty. I think I took. Again, I like these 12-5s that aren't Memphis are the ones that I'm probably wrong.
Yeah.
But Drake is the one. Drake is the one that I rolled with. They're the lowest seed I have going the farthest.
Okay.
Is Drake. They're the only one, honestly. I have Drake as an 11 and Marquette who's a 7. Those ones, I think those are the ones that I would probably have that are different than most people. What about you?
Yeah, my McNeese.
Do you have anybody after 6 going to the Sweet 16?
McNeese, but now I'm like
McNeese.
Will Wade took that job yesterday, so I did this bracket.
You don't love it.
Where'd he go?
NC State.
Oh.
I did the bracket on Monday or Monday. So I just did it and got rid of closed my eyes. So I mean, now should I change that pick now since he's leaving? You think? McNeese to the Sweet 16, coach leaving.
One go round with him.
Last hoorah, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm leaning on. Last hoorah. Do it for the guys. Let's do it for Will Wade. Let's make a run. That's what I'm leaning on. So I got McNeese in that is the highest digit seed I think I have in my Sweet 16. I have them as a 12. I have Oregon as a 5.
You have McNeese beating who?
McNeese beating Clemson and Purdue.
Okay.
And I got them moving on, losing to Houston. Then I got Oregon moving on their 5 seed. So
So the only low seed you have is McNeese?
Yeah, that's all.
All right, so I've got Drake. He's got McNeese. Who do you have?
None.
You have no low seed making it.
BYU 6 seed. That's it.
That's the lowest seed you have going to the Sweet 16.
Auburn, Texas A&M, Iowa State, Michigan State,
Johnny Chalk,
Florida, Memphis, Texas Tech, St. John's,
Chalk bracket,
Houston, Clemson, Kentucky, Tennessee. The Kentucky win I'm on. I don't know about
life
that.
on the edge, bro.
You suck. Boo. You suck.
I couldn't get there.
Johnny Chalk,
get there. Boo, John Chalk.
I couldn't get there.
Boo, John Chalk. Boo.
Couldn't get there.
Why didn't you just have it auto-filled? Boo, John Chalk.
My Elite Eight gets even better.
Autofill bracket.
Johnny Autofill.
My Elite
Johnny
Eight,
top seed.
My Elite Eight
Johnny
gets even
high
better.
Seed.
Even better in the Elite Eight.
No, it's all 1s and 2s.
Auburn, Michigan State, Duke, Alabama, Houston, Tennessee, Florida, and the 3 seed Texas Tech.
You literally have 7 1 or 2 seeds.
Yeah.
Boo!
Guns up.
John Chalk.
Bro, get some variety in your life, Roser. We need some variety.
Oh, the Texas Tech team that Devin saw in person lose to TCU?
Yeah, I saw them in person lose to TCU. Boo! Yeah, they're not very good, Roser.
Guns up.
Roser, where's the variety, bro? Where's the season?
You're a joke.
Where's the
I
spice,
usually do,
bro?
but I couldn't get there this year.
Couldn't even find one low seed to latch on to.
Come on, bro.
You're a disgrace.
Yeah, I've got Auburn beating Duke
You're
in
a
the title
disgrace.
game.
You got Auburn, the number 1 overall.
Auburn beating Duke in the title game. Not a ton of people not as many people are picking Auburn anymore since they lost 3 or 4. You pick Auburn too.
I picked Auburn.
Yeah, not as many people are picking them.
We're talking about Roser. We're trying to latch onto a lower, like an underdog. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it would have to be if I wanted to.
Well,
Hey,
don't say if I wanted
to.
to.
Put it on the bracket.
Just have a budget. Hey, John Chalk.
I'll find Grand
You're
Canyon
not
beats
fun.
Memphis.
No.
What?
Go Vols!
How far do you have Memphis?
Sweet 16.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. I think we all have them losing to Florida because we saw Florida play in real life.
I'm dead serious.
We're like,
I couldn't get there.
Yeah,
Maybe you see San Diego beating Texas A&M, but I like Buzz Williams. Like I don't know. I couldn't get there.
I like Buzz
Couldn't get there.
I couldn't get
Just
there.
couldn't get there.
I could see VCU.
I'm pretty sure you said that before. I
it.
couldn't get there. Asshole.
All right. Look, hey,
have.
by the way, real quick, I need to mention before we get back into the tournament, Slam has posted not only the Jaren Jackson Jr. cover, but the T-shirts.
Posted. I sent it to y'all.
They are on sale. The T-shirts are
Look at
on
that
sale.
boy. Look at that boy, Trip. Yeah.
What terrible timing for this cover to come out.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
It is terrible timing, but it's still
These
dope.
last 2 games, he has been atrocious.
Yeah, I know. But look at the cover though.
Are we buying that T-shirt?
Hell yeah. Bro.
How much?
I think they're like $20, $25, $30.
Really?
Yeah, it should be that much. Or maybe we can we have a plug. You know what I'm saying?
Are we gonna get some T-shirts? Do you think?
We had to get a plug.
All right, so you can
Tap
buy
in.
the magazine for, bro, the shirts are $45.
$45 for the cover tees?
$67 for the sweatshirt.
Yeah, we're gonna make a phone.
I
call.
may do the sweatshirt.
I'm gonna have to make a phone call.
I may do the sweatshirt. The crew neck.
The Jaren Crunette?
Yeah.
The slam jump?
It's 67. I'd rather spend 67 on the sweatshirt than 45 on the T-shirt.
Let me see. Let me hit the link.
Right?
Let me hit the link.
They also have hey, Roser. They have a gold medal slam cover out of 94 you can buy.
Oh, Rosa, that's right down your alley, buddy.
Hey, for $94.
Oh.
It's a gold medal Jaren Jackson Jr. slam cover. It actually looks really cool, and it's numbered to 94.
Go ahead and cop.
Should be doo-wop wreath.
Shut up. And our guy Lane Whitaker wrote the story for the cover story. So yeah, shout out, man. Shut up.
Can you imagine if Doo-Wop Wreath is on the cover of Slam?
Doo-Wop Wreath. With that weak headband.
We had Doo-Wop Wreath merch.
This man wore number 80. We're like an 88 or something, bro.
Yeah, it was somebody. Nicholas Batum in it.
Yeah.
So wait, there's two different T-shirts. There's the cover tee, and then there's a
26.
tee. There's a T-shirt with him just standing there, and it says Jaren Jackson Jr. in that mode.
Why you say it like that?
Because that is lame as hell.
In that
I said
mode.
it. I
Why
said
you
it like
say
that.
it?
There's no cool way to say that.
When you say
it.
yes, you can. You can say I'm in that mode.
Still sounds lame. What does
No,
that even
lame.
mean? What does that even
When you
mean?
say in that mode, it sounds ridiculous.
It's lame.
Just say
What
I'm
is
in
it-
that
what-
mode.
wait, what does
bro.
that even mean?
I'm in that mode right now.
What mode?
What does that even mean?
What is that mode? What's that?
What's that mode?
That mode. Sometimes you get in that mode, bro.
What?
What is
mode?
that
What does that
mode?
mean?
That mode.
Could be a lot
What?
of modes.
What mode?
Locked in, bro. Locked in. That's my mode.
Locked in mode.
No, stop.
Well, that's okay.
Locked in mode.
You could be in sleep mode.
Yeah.
You could be in the running mode. It's a lot of modes.
When I'm in that mode,
It's probably an app for it.
I'm in that mode.
I'm in that. You
I'm
guys
in that
trying
mode.
to say it
Why-
cool.
No,
I'm in
that's
that
how
mode.
that's how
I'm in
people
that
say
mode.
it.
If you heard me say I'm in that mode,
When
you
you-
would be like, "That's the lamest
When you
thing I've
when
ever
you say it with like the handshake,
Team
yes.
mode. Mode.
Just say I'm in that mode without all the hands.
And that's it. Still sounds objectively stupid.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I've said it before to y'all, and y'all didn't say it was dumb.
Huh?
I've said it to y'all before.
We were trying not to hurt your feelings.
Dude, you go out to the golf course and
Yeah, I'm in that
Chris,
mode.
how you doing? I'm in that mode.
I'm in
No,
that
I'm
mode.
for like, yo, I'm in that mode right now. I'm in that mode right now. I sit on the game all the time, like, yo, Jalen know I'm like, yo, I'm in that mode right now, bro.
No.
I'm in that mode right now.
No. And it means it's about to go bad.
No, it usually
That's what he
goes well.
says. That's what Jalen just said in my headset. If he says I'm in that mode, that means things are about to go bad.
Oh,
Right.
man.
Swing,
I do
Devin.
turn the ball over a lot.
Swing, Devin.
I do turn the ball over. a lot.
Swing, Devin.
But no, the cover looks dope. Though,
I'm
bro.
in that mode.
In that mode, man.
Yeah.
Shout out Trip. Like you said, bad timing, but still dope. Glad he's getting his flowers. Solo cover for my dog. Yeah.
It sounds like a Grizzlies caption when John Conchar hits a 3.
I'm in that mode.
No,
you know,
not in 2025, Vernon.
Idea.
In that mode.
Not in
Idea.
2025. Not in 2025.
Locked in, little lock emoji.
Hey, is Brandon okay?
Together
as one. 2-hand emoji. Stay together.
Fought together.
Fought together.
Battled together.
Just didn't go our way.
Stand as one.
Powered up. Battery emoji. I said, what does that even mean? What does it even mean? All right.
Hey, shout out to my dog though, man. Solo cover for Trip, man. Put respect on it.
Yeah.
I'll drop the link in the chat.
I'll buy the crew neck.
But seriously, is Brandon Clark okay?
I hope so.
Like, he got hurt last night.
5 minutes.
Yeah, in 5 minutes, and he never came
He's
back.
the only
to his-
guy that we have that plays hard besides Scotty.
Yeah.
All right. Dez will
And
give
can
a little,
guard,
Dez will give a little
actually.
head first effort.
Huh?
Dez will give a little head first effort. He'll play, you know.
Until he looks around and realizes nobody else is trying. And then he's like, all right.
This is stupid. Well, I'm not
He
pushing
looks around,
people.
he's like, wait, hold on now. I'm the only one running.
Really fast. Bro, Dez is probably might be one of the fastest people, bro, like underrated. Like, you see how fast he be moving?
He's in that mode.
It's just, I think it's his body type that makes
Is it that make it look
he's-
like?
Yeah, it makes it.
Bro,
look
he'd be
like,
like.
yeah, he looks like Maurice Jones-Drew or something.
Yeah.
It's like.
Yeah.
Shout out Dez, man. Go Grizz, ball up top. We'll be all right.
In that mode.
We in that mode. If y'all ever see me, actually,
we need to get out of that mode. We need to get into the winning mode.
In the commode.
I'm jealous of that one.
I know you are.
I am so jealous of that.
You are. I knew you would.
This man said we in the commode. Bro.
Oh, I'm jealous. Got him. Got him. All right, take a quick break. We'll come back and wrap this up. Chris Vernon Show.
I never in a million years would have ever thought that John Cena's final run would be as a heel.
I love it.
I love it.
Once they saw this from The Rock,
They knew it. Everybody knew it except for Cody, which was so good.
Great camera work by
And then the
WWE.
kick. Yeah, I don't think WWE gets enough credit for the camera work and the production quality. I mean, it is incredible.
Tune in to Grind City Wrestling weekly on the Grind City Media app and on the Grind City Media YouTube channel.
Grammy, Academy, and Golden Globe award-winning superstar, Mary J. Blige, live in Memphis. The For My Fans Tour, live at FedEx Forum Saturday, April 19th, with special guests Neo and Mario. Get tickets now at livenation.com. The iconic Mary J. Blige for one night only.
We will get into all things Grizzlies, but first and foremost, a big congratulations to the Memphis Tigers for locking up at least a share of the AAC title. First time since joining the American Athletic Conference that they are regular season conference champs.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Grizz Nation gets set for tip-off 1 hour before every Grizzlies home game with the warm-up show. Get the latest news, notes, and analysis live from courtside at FedEx Forum.
This team is doing everything that Taylor Jenkins and his coaching staff envisioned it could do.
Join me, Lang Whitaker, along with Michael Wallace, Jessica Benson, and other personalities from Grind City Media, Memphis, and around the NBA. 1 hour before every home game, live at Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
We touched on this earlier, the panel here, about what really has been the mainstay of the Grizzlies, and that's Jaren Jackson Jr. Trip has just been awesome.
He's posting guys up. He's stronger than he's ever been. He's physical, and he's scoring all type of ways.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizzbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Shinedown. Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum Saturday, August 30th. With special guests Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit shinedown.com.
Welcome back to the Chris Vernon Show on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, back to your host, Chris Vernon.
Just be cool. Throwing dead presidents. Look alive. Party is the evidence. It's a vibe. Celebrating excellence. We survive. Two-seater snapping, girl. I'm happy it's just you and I. Throwing dead presidents. Look alive. Party is the evidence. It's a vibe. Celebrating excellence. We survive. Two-seater snapping, girl. I'm happy it's just you and I. Yeah. Just be cool. Just be cool. Just be cool.
All right, we're back. Chris Vernon Show. All right, NCAA Tournament is going to be getting underway. What time? What time's our first game?
They started like 11:15, don't they?
11:15. 11:15 is going to be the first tip-off of the day.
Yeah, here, I've got a bracket that has game times.
Hold on, I got the schedule right here.
What time is it? Game time.
Oh, Creighton Louisville. That's great first game.
Great basketball game.
By the way,
great traditions.
Hold on. You know how they have? All right, so I just pulled up the schedule right here, and it says tickets as low as. You know how they do that next to it, right? They say like they've got like whatever the ticket sites. So tickets as low as. I'm gonna find out. Okay, so we could go it, and again, let's assume this is correct. We go to Creighton Louisville for $13.
That's not bad. That's
Not
like
bad
a meal.
at
That's
all.
a meal at Chick-fil-A.
Not bad at all.
That's a Chick-fil-A meal.
They're
Not
at Rupp.
bad at all.
They're at Rupp. How far is Lexington?
Let me
from
just
here?
find out what the most expensive one is. The most expensive one.
I need to go see my Vols.
All right. There's two today that are by far the most expensive.
Let me see.
Okay, hang on. Let me look through this.
There's two today that have by far the most expensive ticket prices. A lot of these are like.
It is definitely not BYU and VC.
Bro, I'll tell you this. These early ones.
Let me see.
Oh, Kansas, Arkansas.
All right, the cheapest.
Yes.
Hey, the cheapest ones by far. Well, I take that back. Not by far, but the cheapest ones are Houston, SIU, Edwardsville. That stands to reason,
Respectfully.
right? And then Georgia, Gonzaga, because that's in Kansas. Oh no! There's no way this is true. Roser, you may want to get in your car. It says tickets as low as $7 for Tennessee Wofford.
Roser?
There's no way.
Am I driving to Lexington?
$7?
Am I driving to Lexington?
All right. What? All right.
Kansas, Arkansas has to be the most expensive ticket.
$165.
Yeah, it has to
That's
be.
also not that bad for a college.
And then what's the other one?
I'm going to say Missouri Drake.
Nope.
I'll go.
For Thursday? For Thursday games.
$37 for Missouri Drake. It says.
That's
I'll go Michigan, UC San Diego, because that's the prime time.
Michigan, UC San Diego, $74.
Oh, wow.
There is another one
Yeah.
that is $165. It says tickets as low as.
Oh, Texas A&M Yale, because it's rich kids.
Nope.
Oh.
This is going to shock you.
UCLA, Utah State.
This is going to shock you,
Clemson,
and it
McNeese,
speaks.
Purdue, High Point.
Hey, it speaks to the wave that is taking place with this team, and the fact that the game is in Rhode Island.
St. John's.
$165.
St. John's. That's right. The game's close.
Omaha
St.
versus St. John's, bro.
Yeah,
they have
it's
jumped
close.
behind it.
Well, it's close. St. John's is New York, and it's right there, Rhode Island. It's
I'm
easy to
clicking
get there.
on this. This can't be right. On the upper level, row N, 2 tickets, $7 each for Tennessee. It's what? Oh God! So it's for session 2 in Lexington. Boy, if you're a Tennessee fan, you got time to drive. It is tonight at 6:50. Listen to this session though. Tennessee Wofford and Utah State UCLA. Bruh, Utah State UCLA in Lexington?
Who's buying that ticket?
Nobody. It's $7. We can go sit on the Roser. You want to jump in the car and go sit on the front row for Tennessee Wofford?
I'd do it. And it's NCAA tournament.
I don't want to. Look, they're saving their money for the next round.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
They're not going to Lexington to go watch Tennessee Wofford. They're hoping they get to the Sweet 16. Because where does that go to?
Indianapolis.
And then they'll just go there.
Yeah, it's Indianapolis, Newark, Atlanta, and San Francisco.
So they'll go to Indianapolis if they beat Wofford, or they might show up on the weekend for the UCLA game.
Yeah.
Tennessee UCLA, they would show up.
It'd be a Saturday,
But
so you
they're
can
missing-
travel tomorrow.
Correct.
Late. Yeah.
They'll get a good crowd on Saturday if Tennessee advances. But bro, $7 for Tennessee Wofford and Utah State UCLA.
Yeah.
That feels like what we got last year. It was asinine.
Nebraska and
Bro, we got Clemson and Colgate.
Yeah.
Gross.
We have Baylor, Colgate.
Baylor, Colgate.
Nebraska
and Clemson versus New Mexico.
Yeah, and Texas A&M, Nebraska, and then there was another one that nobody cared about.
Johnny Manziel was here.
Yeah.
Who was the fourth?
Oh, we had Houston.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And they killed their opponent, too.
And then they beat Texas A&M.
Yep.
Yeah, we really get a good draw last year, bro.
No, and the games were awful. All of them.
Yeah.
They were blowouts, except for, Houston and A&M was good, right?
Houston A&M was good, yeah, because
Okay.
Clemson handled Baylor, too. Clemson ended up beating them pretty,
Yeah.
as much as Clemson beats teams.
No, we
by.
got a bad draw. Lexington, my God. Can you imagine you're a Kentucky fan?
Yeah.
And in your town, you got Wofford versus Tennessee and Utah State UCLA. Who wants to go to that?
So if y'all bully me
Seriously.
into picking one of these seeds,
No, you've already made your pick.
You stand on business.
Yeah.
okay, it was going to
Be
be
in that mode.
Get in that mode.
North Carolina was going to be the one.
Oh, God.
Here you go.
I grew up rooting for the Heels. I love the Tar Heels.
Way to go on a limb,
But
Roser.
I grew up Johnny
the
Chalk.
girlfriend went to Ole Miss.
Oh,
This is where it's like.
Tell
I thought you were John Reb.
Come on, bro. Stand on business.
You're Johnny Reb, bro.
I bet on North Carolina. I bet on Carolina.
You bet on Carolina? Did you tell her that?
No.
Jennifer, you hear him?
She doesn't know. She doesn't know one player who plays for them.
Wow.
Jennifer, you hear this man?
John Reb betting against his own team.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Wow. John Chalk.
Yeah, you
Look
are
at him
John- you
staring at it. You should be ashamed.
Yeah, you are John Chalk, bro. That's
You're
tough.
not even fun. You're not even fun
Are you
anymore.
rooting for fun, bro? I thought you were a fun guy.
You're not even fun. I just picked all 1s and 2 seeds.
And maybe like 1-3. Like
Texas Tech's a 3. Yeah.
Autofill.
They're in the elite.
Johnny Autofill.
Autofill your bracket, bro.
It's a Ken Palm bracket. It is. It's Ken Palm.
I will say this: years and years ago.
You did a Ken Palm bracket?
Hey, no. Hey,
I'm just
years
saying,
ago.
like,
Hey,
it's-
years ago. This is a true story. When I was working at Flynn Broadcasting, I didn't tell anybody this, but I filled out my bracket, for like the big company thing that they put on, right? And I ended up winning the whole thing, and I filled out the entire bracket based on the Sagarin predictor ratings, and then I ended up winning the whole thing. And I was like, yeah, it's just
Does he still do it for basketball?
You can't find him.
I know.
They
I
stopped
tried.
doing it. He stopped doing it.
Stop doing it?
Yeah, I know. I need the Sagarin predictor ratings back.
Why did he stop doing that?
I don't know. Probably money, I would imagine,
Yeah.
right? They stopped paying him whatever they were paying him. I mean, because, again, the Sagarin ratings, right? Like, that's it lived online, and I loved going to read it.
USA Today had him.
Yeah, USA Today had them. But, I mean, the USA Today is like, that's Gannett, and it's like,
3 pages.
I don't even know.
Can you get the USA Today?
Do they still?
anymore?
It used to be like a hotel newspaper,
Yeah.
right? Like that's when you would see it.
Can you go
Every
to a
time you
store
stay
and
like
get
a.
it? Do they have USA Today at the gas station?
I don't think they still print
Bro,
it daily.
I don't think they print that junk no more, bro.
Yeah.
No.
Like they don't know. Like there's
I don't
no-
see newspapers. I go to gas stations like every morning. I'm at a gas
There's
station.
no
I
more.
never see newspapers there anymore.
Nah.
The commercial appeal print still.
They do?
Yeah.
Where do they put it? Where do they sell
Don't
it?
they?
Where do they put it at? Like I go to gas stations too. I never see a newspaper.
I used to always know where the newspaper
Like
was at the gas station.
I still see the Tri-State Defender every now and then. I still see that.
Like, does the Memphis Flyer exist? Do
I
they
see the
still,
Flyer, too.
Okay,
I
you
see the
still
Flyer,
see the
too.
Flyer.
Guy stopped me at a gas station yesterday. Ran up on me. See, he
for some
watches.
change?
No, he watches the show every day. He's super cool. He was buying a 24-pack. I was like, yo.
He's gonna have a great night.
He was walking with a 20. You know, when you see somebody walking with a 24, it's like, yo.
About to have a great night.
Yeah, I think he was so happy. He's a kid, got a 24-pack.
I watched
He's
it.
walking out.
Was he by himself?
Yeah.
I watched a dude.
He's gonna go party.
It was about a year ago. It still sticks out to me. I watched at the Exxon at Riverside. It was Wednesday morning at like 9:30 a.m. and I watched a dude walk out with 2 12-packs of Busch Light, and I was like, "Bro, it is Wednesday at 9:30 in the morning.
It's time to turn
But
up.
it's time to go."
All right. So look, we got great games today. We got Creighton, Louisville. That's a great first game. Then we got High Point, Purdue at 11:40.
I love that game.
So those are the first two, and those are great. Kind of got a little dud there. We got a little dud in the middle of the day with Wisconsin, Montana, Houston, SIU, Edwardsville, and Auburn, Alabama State. And then we get back cracking a little bit later in the afternoon.
Go Grizzlies, Montana. Go Grizzlies.
Well, you didn't pick them?
No, but go Grizzlies.
Yeah, why are you saying go Grizzlies if you didn't pick them?
Yeah.
Go Grizzlies. I'll bet on them.
No, you won't.
Why you pick them?
You won't do it. You won't do it.
Pick them in your bracket then. Pick them on your bracket.
No,
You're a disgrace.
Yeah, pick them on your bracket.
You're a disgrace,
Come on,
Roser.
bro.
Just John Chalk.
Chalk man.
Yeah, why did anybody need to listen to what you have to say?
You just picked the good
You're
team.
supposed to be an expert.
I can't wait for me to win this bracket pool.
You're not winning anything.
I'm winning life.
I have one of your teams. Who did you have winning the title?
Auburn.
Oh, great.
yeah,
That's who I have.
Yeah, we all got the same champion.
We do?
Yeah, we do.
We all have Auburn?
Yeah.
Oh, boo.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I've got them playing Houston. Who do you have them playing?
I got them playing. Let's see. Where's my bracket? I think I got them playing Houston too.
Oh, great.
Let me double check.
I have total points 138. What do you got?
I have them playing Duke. Total points 151.
I got 132.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We all got Auburn.
NCAA tournament about to get underway in 15 minutes. Enjoy it, everybody. Enjoy
Go
your
Grizz.
day. Enjoy watching all of the NCAA tournament games. We will be back tomorrow. Until then, we go.